A very good evening to all, respected Chancellor Sir, VC Sir, Deans and HODs, my dear faculty members, and all respected dignitaries present here. I, Dr. Akriti, bid a warm welcome to all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to everyone who joined us this evening. Today marks the 10th Foundation Day of our prestigious institution. I'm extremely delighted to be the host for the evening and address you all. It has been said and believed since long that for any great work to be done, it is important to have the right foundation. It is actually forms the platform on which the future stands, and this exactly stands true for the Foundation Day of our Career Point University. तू स्वर की दाता है, तू ही वर्णों की ज्ञाता, तुझमें ही नावाते शीश, हे शारदे माँ, दे अपना आशीष. It's our holy tradition to worship our Goddess Saraswati before any event. So let's dedicate our prayers to Maa Saraswati with light lamping ceremony. मैं डॉक्टर कंचन से आग्रह करना चाहूंगी वो अपने डिग्निटरीज को मंच तक सम्मान पूर्वक लाएं एवं दीप प्रज्वलन के इस दिव्य क्रम को पूरा करने में सहायता करें. Thank you all respected dignitaries. All stars are born in the dark and all darkness dies in the light. With this quote, let's proceed the event further. While talking about the Foundation Day, we must know CPU was established in 2012 by Rajasthan State Legislature under Career Point University Act. It is a government recognized university, right to confer degree as per the section 2F and 22F of UGC Act 1956. I should not miss thanking the founders of this great institution who have a vision of imparting such high quality education to all students. Without their vision and constant support and blessings, this university would not have become what it is today. For this kind of dedication and determination, there's nothing that compares to an unexpected round of applause. Please give a round of applause. It does not matter where you go and what you study. What matters the most is what you share with yourself and the world. With this, I would like to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to come on stage and address the gathering.
Chief guest of this afternoon, Pramod Maheshwari Sir, Chancellor Career Point University, Kota. Special guest and speaker of the Foundation Day ceremony, Professor B.S. Satyanarayanan, Vice Chancellor, C.B. Raman Global University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Our guest of honor, Professor Jagdish Mehta. Both of these gentlemen, they have already joined us online. Professor P.L. Gautam, Pro-Chancellor CPUK Hamirpur, Professor L.K. Maheshwari, former Vice Chancellor BITS Pilani, Professor K.S. Verma, Vice Chancellor CPUK Hamirpur, colleagues from Career Point, deans, HODs, faculty members, staff members from CPU, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to all of you. Today is a very special day. We all know that why we are here today. We are so happy and elated that today we completed 10 years of our establishment here in Kota. It was on this very day in 2012 when this university was established through Rajasthan government Gazette notification. So, heartiest congratulations to all of you. The initial years of institutions are very crucial and very critical because that is the time invested in recruitment of staff, development of course curriculum, infrastructure, fulfilling the admission targets, liaising with state governments and other statutory bodies. And the people who are involved in the phase of formative phase or the establishment phase, they really have given all their blood and sweat in those early years to make this institution happen. Today is the time to say thank you and pay gratitude to all who contributed in the establishment of and growth of this great university during the past 10 years. Success of any institution is primarily, it rests on the vision of the leaders and mentors who help it nurture and grow and who provide relentless support to this endeavor. In Career Point, we are very, very lucky to have a very inspiring leader, mentor, guide, our Honorable Chancellor, Pramod Maheshwari Sir. He's always thinking. He's not only thinking, but he's thinking differently. He's ambitious in pursuits of new ideas, greater understanding, and he's always logical. He's always keen to share knowledge and experience to guide balanced decisions in the interest of academics. And he's always concerned about welfare of students, staff, and faculty members. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the auspicious day. Let's give him a big hand, because he deserves this the most. Our beloved directors Om Sir, Naval Sir, and Shilendra Sir, they all deserve special mention on this auspicious day, who gave their invaluable contribution throughout on this entire journey. I place on record the contributions of everyone, including Dr. Kakkad, who unfortunately is not here because of health reasons. All previous vice chancellors, registrars, faculty and staff members, some of are sitting here who have been associated with this university right from the inception, in bringing this university to a level where it is today. We are proud of the attainments and need to consolidate further what we have achieved so far. So our three core goals are teaching and learning, research and innovation, and social responsibility. I believe that we can achieve our shared goals by working together and collectively. Our future focus will be to develop research leadership and creativity and to accelerate interdisciplinary research. The focus will be to inspire student learning with research intensive environment. I believe the social responsibility should be part of our course curriculum. And if you have gone through the NAP document, it's very clear that the social responsibility, these issues have already been addressed in the course curriculum itself. So we have several accomplishments to showcase in our last 10 years journey. I will not go into that detail because of the paucity of time. We at CPU believe that we can't progress in isolation. So we are working in partnership mode with various organizations, including universities, government research institutions, industry, NGOs, and many others to add value to our academic, research, and outreach programs. We have organized several academic and non-academic events for the benefit of our students. I'm not going into those details now. Our alumni are doing exceedingly well in all spheres of lives. Many of them secured jobs in government and corporate sectors through campus placement. We have planned to celebrate 10 activities this year to commemorate the 10 years of existence of CPU Kota, which I think in a short while you will see that slides. I take this opportunity to welcome our special guest and speaker of the Foundation Day lecture, Professor Satyanarayana, who has very kindly acceded to our request to deliver this Foundation Day lecture, and we look forward to a very exciting talk. I also welcome Professor Mehta as a guest of honor and thank him for accepting our invitation and to address the CPU fraternity. It's indeed a special privilege and pleasure to welcome the luminaries, Professor Gautam, Professor Maheshwari, Professor Verma, and esteemed guests joining us online to celebrate this event. I also welcome each and everyone sitting in this hall. There is a saying, without a solid foundation, you will have trouble creating anything of value. So we are celebrating this event because our foundations are already very strong, and we will celebrate this day year after year. Once again, congratulations and thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I would like to request Honorable VC Sir to present a bouquet to our Chancellor, sir. Please, kindly both of you come on stage. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. मंजिल यूं ही नहीं मिलती राही को, जुनून सा दिल में जगाना पड़ता है। पूछा चिड़िया से घोंसला कैसे बनता है, वो बोली कि तिनका तिनका उठाना पड़ता है। Today is the day we reflect on the beginnings that took place and since the inception changes have come paving the way for success over the years. So we here are presenting the glimpses of 10 years of journey of Career Point University.
A decade ago, a man with his experience, knowledge, motivation, and passion wanted revolution in the Indian education system. Shri Pramod Maheshwari, a young graduate from IIT Delhi, started his journey in 1993 in the field of JEE and NEET coaching. And over the period, he established Career Point University, Kota. On 2nd May 2012, the university was founded as part of educational reconstruction effort. It was a bold attempt to build a stronger, more prosperous and fairer institution. Our job as the new international university was to supply the world with knowledge, research and trained people.
After spending 15 years in test prep, preparing students for IT and medical, I realized that large number of good students are not getting into IT or not getting quality education when they move to college. I thought as a career point, after spending so much of time for IT and medical preparation, we should also create an opportunity for students to get the quality higher education, which is a meaningful higher education. So with this thought process, Career Point University was started. So one day the idea stuck in my mind and I thought, why not to set up Career Point University, wherein we focus more on providing very good higher education, life skill development and various value addition services to the students so that they can make their own career while studying in Career Point University. This is how the Career Point University came into existence.
Hi, my name is P.R. Sharma and I am Vice Chancellor at Career Point University, Kota. We at Career Point University have 10 schools imparting diverse set of courses at undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD level. Our faculty is updated. We have a pool of experts from academia, industry, business, government and research institutions who provide a mixture of real-world experience and best academics to our students. Each student is assigned a faculty mentor who works as his academic and non-academic guide and guardian. We collaborate with several organizations, industries, and education leaders to add value to our courses that directly impacts the employability of our students. We have set up entrepreneurship and innovation cell in university to nurture students' ideas and encourage them to give business proposals. CPU is gearing up to implement National Education Policy 2020, which envisages to provide holistic education to our students.
Milestone achieved from 2012 to 2022. On 2nd May 2012, Career Point University was established. CPUK hosted orientation for first batch. As per the need of current rural areas and the demand of agriculture sciences, we launched School of Agriculture Sciences. CPU hosted first techno-cultural event, iMix, to nourish the skills of the students. CPU hosted 2 national conferences and did MOU with Safe Educate and Campus Placement in Bipro. CPU hosted a national conference on management. CPU launched schools related to health sciences, schools of pharmacy, and School of Health and Allied Sciences. CPU hosted an international conference on conservation and management of agriculture and natural resources, strategies for food security in developing countries. CPU hosted national seminar in association with Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority. CPU also hosted first convocation. CPU hosted second convocation. Collaboration with Coursera, digital learning. CPU were open for social causes during the COVID-19 pandemic. Collaboration with edX and Coursera, digital learning. IIC, council establishment. Initiated online teaching and learning through Zoom, Google Classroom during the pandemic. In year 2021, conducted online panel discussion, workshops, expert lectures during pandemic lockdown. CPU hosted Third convocation. It did MOU with government institutions and industries. CPU hosted an international conference on emerging trends and artificial intelligence in pharmaceuticals, biomedical sciences, and technology. CPU started Career Point International Journal of Research, CPIJR, and the journey continues forward. Career Point University. Get in, go far.
Yes, the journey continues forward. कहते हैं नाम बहुत बड़ा क्यों ना हो मगर चरित्र में इंसानियत होनी चाहिए. इमारत चाहे कितनी ऊंची क्यों ना हो नींव मजबूत होनी चाहिए. A building stands as long as its foundation is strong. Without taking further time, we would like to welcome our guest of honor, Professor J.K. Mehta. He started his career from Akashvani and Doordarshan Mumbai and retired as Deputy Director, Research in the year 2004. Among his highlights of 39 years of career, he traveled Australia, Japan, and Singapore as an ITU Fellow from India to study the future trends in broadcasting. He entered his second career in field of education after retirement and has been teaching journalism and mass communication program in Ansal University, Gurugram, followed by Amity University, Gurugram, and getting retired as professor. He is presently serving CPU Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh at Argent Professor. We are happy to welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to invite Professor J.K. Mehta, sir, to address us all via Zoom.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I am very happy to be associated with the Career Point University. Yes, both Kota and Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh. And having worked in Amity University in Gurgaon, also Ansal University in Gurgaon, I am happy to be here in CPU now. And because it is a foundation day, so my first duty is to wish all the best. शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूं मैं हिंदी में, हमारी अपनी भाषा में डॉक्टर प्रमोद महेश्वरी जी को, ओम महेश्वरी जी को, क्योंकि फाउंडर अभी अनाउंसमेंट जो बड़ी अच्छी की उन्होंने कि चिड़िया कैसे घोंसला बनाती है, वाह, बहुत अच्छा उदाहरण था. अगर एक चिड़िया को इतना हार्डवर्क करना पड़ता है तो किसी इंस्टीट्यूशन को बनाना कितना मुश्किल होता होगा. और हमारे वाइस चांसलर ने वेलकम एड्रेस में कहा भी है कि बहुत स्ट्रगलिंग पीरियड था, इनिशियल स्ट्रगल्स वर वेरी हाई. यस इट इज, स्पेशली भारत में, इंडिया में बहुत मुश्किल है. तो सबसे पहले मैं ये इसी पर बोलना चाहूंगा कि फाउंडेशन, और उससे पहले मैं अपने दो स्पेशल गेस्ट को इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहूंगा जो कि मेरी हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट से आए हैं. वो है, एक है डॉक्टर लक्ष्मीकांत महेश्वरी जो बिट्स पिलानी के वाइस चांसलर, रिटायर हो चुके हैं, नेक के चेयरमैन. और ये मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूँ कि फाउंडेशन कितनी स्ट्रांग हो गई मेरी जब से मैं इनके साथ स्कूल और कॉलेज में पढ़ा हूँ लखनऊ में. वी वर क्लासमेट्स इन लखनऊ कानिकुब्ज ब्राह्मण कॉलेज. तो मेरे मेंटर हैं, मेरे फ्रेंड हैं, मेरे क्लासमेट हैं डॉक्टर LK महेश्वरी, जिनको मैं लक्ष्मी जी कहता हूँ. वो मुझे जगदीश कहते हैं, मैं लक्ष्मी कहता हूँ. इन्होंने मुझे सबसे पहले 2008 में बिट्स पिलानी में इंट्रोड्यूस किया, सॉफ्ट स्किल के ऊपर इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस बना के. और अब इनका एक कोट जो बहुत हजारों लाखों लोग देख रहे हैं कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी, अध्यात्म का मतलब क्या है. इसे अध्यात्म एक माध्यम है जिससे हम अपनी अंतरात्मा की आवाज सुनने की क्षमता पाते हैं और ईश्वर और गुरु कृपा से सही मार्ग पर बने रहते हैं. कितना अच्छा बोला इन्होंने. मैं जब स्कूल कॉलेज में था तो इनके पिताजी से मिलता था. इनके पिताजी प्रिंटिंग प्रेस चलाते थे लखनऊ में और चारों ओर गीता और रामायण के बड़े बड़े वेद पुराण की लिखी हुई आयतें जो मुझे समझ में नहीं आती थी, मैं पढ़ता रहता था। आज इतने सालों के बाद मुझे समझ में आ रहा है कि उन्होंने फाउंडेशन रखी कि लक्ष्मीकांत जी वाइस चांसलर रिटायर ही नहीं हुए, बल्कि एनएक के चेयरमैन भी रहे, और इन्होंने इतने अवार्ड्स मिले, और उनके अपना बेटा, अपना ग्रैंडसन आज एमआईटी में पढ़ रहा है। देखिए शुरुआत कैसे होती है, बिना फाउंडेशन के कुछ नहीं हो सकता। एक पारिवारिक फाउंडेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो मैं लक्ष्मी जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, प्लीज उनका दिखाया जाए, वो आए हुए हैं और वो शुभकामनाएं देना चाहेंगे डॉक्टर प्रमोद महेश्वरी जी को। नेक्स्ट शॉट दिखाइए अंकिता जी, डॉक्टर एल के महेश्वरी जी लाइव बैठे हुए हैं, प्लीज। उसमें मुश्किल हो रही है। यस, डॉक्टर साहब आ गए। डॉक्टर साहब मैसेज
धन्यवाद
देना
जगदीश जी।
चाहेंगे।
धन्यवाद जगदीश मेहता जी, बहुत बहुत आपने जो इंट्रोड्यूस किया। सर्वप्रथम आई लाइक टू कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट एंड पे माय ग्रीटिंग्स टू द चांसलर, ऑनरेबल चांसलर श्री प्रमोद महेश्वरी जी, श्री डॉक्टर शर्मा जी, वाइस चांसलर ऑफ द यूनिवर्सिटी, श्री गौतम जी, के.एस. वर्मा जी, our special guest Professor Satyanarayana ji, Jagdish Mehta ji, Ankita ji, all the faculty members, students and staff members of the Career Point University. 10 years of a university successful completion really is a hallmark, as Professor Mehta said, that in India it is not easy to run systems, and particularly universities. We have so many controls of government, of state, of central, of UGC, and what not. According to me, the education has to be freed from a lot of controls actually, and freedom has to be there to the universities to do what they want to do and do in a best possible manner, and as meant your students essentially. So I totally agree that Career Point University in its existence of 10 years has done wonderful things, has added so many programs, has added so many avenues, both at Kota as well as at Himachal Pradesh. And I have been lucky to have addressed on a new education policy, on the dimensions of higher education in the coming times particularly. It was my good fortune to have addressed the faculty and staff members. I wish the university a great future, and education is a process which is not going to be stopping. It is not never ending. It's a continued process. All faculty members, all students, all staff members, all those who are associated with the university have to think of their role. I think their role is very great. Your one word, particularly faculty members, changes the thinking process of young students. So I am sure you will be beacon lights to the young students of this country, and to march forward in its journey of excellence particularly. My best wishes and congratulations and greetings to all of you on completion of the 10 years. And someday, maybe God willing, we will be able to visit your university campuses, both in Himachal Pradesh as well as in Kota. Thank you very much and my best wishes.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, थैंक यू। लक्ष्मी जी, आपने हमारी 60 साल की 60 इयर्स की फ्रेंडशिप की वैल्यू रखी, क्योंकि फाउंडेशन बड़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग है। स्कूल की फ्रेंडशिप कोई भूलता नहीं है। तो आप आए, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने अच्छी शुभकामनाएं दी। वेरी थैंक यू वेरी मच। अब देखिए मेरी, क्योंकि मैं जर्नलिज्म में मास कम्युनिकेशन का वो दूरदर्शन में काम किया है, कहाँ से लेकर कहाँ तक, बॉम्बे से लेकर श्रीनगर दूरदर्शन, लखनऊ दूरदर्शन, अहमदाबाद दूरदर्शन, उसके बाद इंटरनेशनल ट्रैवल टू पेरिस फ्रांस फॉर इंटरनेशनल conferences, addressing them, and then also as ITU fellow all the way to Canada as well as Australia, Japan also. तो मैंने ये देखा कि हमारे भारत के लोगों को जितना जुनून है कुछ करने का, इसमें कोई शक नहीं है। तो मैं पहले वो चीजें बताना चाहती हूँ कि सक्सेसफुल, क्योंकि आपको टीचर्स हैं, मुझे वाइस चांसलर ने बताया कि 150 लगभग फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हैं जो आपकी बात सुनेंगे और स्टूडेंट्स बिजी हैं इन देयर एग्जामिनेशन। तो मैं सारा ऑडियंस पर ही डिपेंड करता है एक स्पीकर क्या बोले। तो मैं उन टीचर्स को डायरेक्टली बताना चाहता हूँ कि आने वाले दिनों में क्या इम्पोर्टेंट आने वाला है। और सबसे ज़्यादा जो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ आने वाली है वो है सॉफ्ट स्किल्स एंड कम्युनिकेशन स्ट्रेटजीज। इसके बिना कोई आगे नहीं जा पाएगा, क्योंकि हम लोग अमेरिका की राह पर चल पड़े हैं। कॉरपोरेट सेक्टर्स आ गए हैं, डिफरेंट देशों से आ गए हैं, दे मीन बिजनेस। उनके सीईओ जो हैं दे मीन बिजनेस। तो ये 6 जो मैं आपको सामने दिखा रहा हूँ, दे आर दी कॉरपोरेट सेक्टर व्हाट दे वांट। the 6 soft skills are teamwork, communication, leadership, ethics, empathy and creativity। ये मैं टीचरों को कहना चाहता हूँ, ये 6 हैं जो कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर की तरफ से आए हैं और वो जरूरी ये चाहते हैं। मैं अपनी पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन में बताऊंगा कि हमारे सीईओ क्या कहते हैं, नीति आयोग क्या कहता है। यस, वो भी यही कह रहे हैं कि कम्युनिकेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। इसको देखते हुए मैंने अपना पहले उदाहरण देना चाहूंगा कि थैंक्स टू हमारे संजीव शर्मा जी, रजिस्ट्रार फ्रॉम सीपीयू। तो मैं सीपीयू का ही एग्जांपल दूंगा कि मैंने सॉफ्ट स्किल कैसे यूज किए। वो जब यहाँ आए तो हम अनुराग ठाकुर जी से मिलने गए, जो कि यूनियन मिनिस्टर फॉर यूथ अफेयर्स भी है, स्पोर्ट्स भी है, इंफॉर्मेशन एंड ब्रॉडकास्टिंग भी है, यानी मेरी मिनिस्ट्री के भी, जिस मिनिस्ट्री में मैं काम कर चुका हूँ। उनकी फोटो अंजलि दिखाइए प्लीज। जो रजिस्ट्रार भी हैं, मैं भी उनके साथ ही खड़ा हूँ। अनुराग ठाकुर जी का फोटोग्राफ दिखाइए। तो ये यंग डायनेमिक जो फ्यूचर लीडर्स हैं वो आ रहे हैं, आगे आ रहे हैं, और ये बिल्कुल उसी लाइन पे चलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं जिस लाइन पे यूरोप और अमेरिका और यूके एक डेवलप्ड कंट्री बने। हम कब तक डेवलपिंग ही रहेंगे, हमें भी डेवलप कंट्री बनना है। तो एजुकेशन सेक्टर में हम खूब आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, इतनी यूनिवर्सिटियां खुल गई हैं, लेकिन यूनिवर्सिटियों के 2 पर्पस आपस में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहा है। एक है टू मीट दी overhead expenses, salaries, increments and also promotions which every staff is looking for। सेकंड है बच्चों का भविष्य बनाना, उनको इस लायक बनाना कि वो स्टार्टअप शुरू कर सकें, एंटरप्रेन्योर बन सकें और फाउंडर बन सकें किसी कंपनी का। तो these 6 have to be taught them right in the college, in the university days। I know because all of you are most of you are teachers, faculty members. You understand the meaning of all this. So I'll not take much time for this, but I would like to go straight to my presentation, PowerPoint presentation, please. Anjali, please start. That is on soft skills and communication strategies. Ankita, please start. I think Ankita is supposed to help me start my PowerPoint presentation. PowerPoint presentation शुरू करिए please, PPT, because time is very less. I don't want to exceed my limits. Please show the PowerPoint. तो इससे पहले कि वो दिखाए, मैं आपको बताऊं मेरा रोल मॉडल जो है वो है श्रीधरन साहब, जिन्होंने दिल्ली मेट्रो ऐसे देश की राजधानी में कैसे बनाया, कैसे अंडरग्राउंड उन्होंने क्रिएट किया। दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ श्रीधरन साहब। ही इज माय रोल मॉडल फॉर दैट। नाउ आई स्टार्ट प्रेजेंटेशन। प्लीज कम टू द नेक्स्ट वन, अश्योरिंग फ्यूचर प्रूफ कैरियर। ये हम सॉफ्ट स्किल के बिना नहीं कर सकते। हमारे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल है उनके क्या कंसर्न है। उन्होंने एक सर्वे किया कि भाई स्टूडेंट्स में एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी फैक्टर बहुत कम है। क्यों कम है और कैसे इसको पूरा किया जाए। तो ये कंसर्न्स ऑफ वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स है, द नीड फॉर कैरियर गाइडेंस। बच्चों को कैरियर गाइडेंस हम नहीं दे पाते हैं। हेल्प विद सॉफ्ट स्किल, जो कि मैं अभी जिस पर स्पेशलाइज कर रहा हूँ और आपको बताने वाला हूँ, क्योंकि मैं कम्युनिकेशन फील्ड में 50-60 साल रहा हूँ। मैनेजिंग टाइम एंड प्रायोरिटीज बेटर, वो भी स्टूडेंट्स को हम नहीं सिखाते। द नीड फॉर इंस्पिरेशन, जैसे मेरे लिए इंस्पिरेशन था दिल्ली मेट्रो में, मैं उनकी इंटरव्यू लेने गया था श्रीधरन साहब की। उन्होंने मुझे चाय के लिए बिठाया और मुझे कहने लगे बताइए। मैंने कहा पहला सवाल मेरा ये था कि जब ट्रेन आती है प्लेटफॉर्म पे, मेट्रो, तो ये प्लेटफॉर्म है, तो जब ट्रेन आती है या तो थोड़ा ऊपर खड़ी होती है या थोड़ा नीचे चली जाती है। तो एक व्हील चेयर के ऊपर आदमी अंदर कैसे जाएगा, बाहर कैसे निकलेगा? कुछ सेकंड के लिए खुली होती है। तो डॉक्टर श्रीधरन ने कहा, फौरन मेरे सामने फोन किया। उन्होंने कहा 3-4 मेट्रो स्टेशन से पता लगा कि मुझे इन्फॉर्म करो, मुझे चाय पिलाई। और तब तक, जब तक मेरी चाय पूरी हुई, उनको जवाब भी आ गए और उन्होंने मुझे फौरन कहा, यस सर वी एग्री विद यू, और ये आपको 1 हफ्ते के अंदर सब प्लेटफॉर्म और ट्रेन बिल्कुल आमने सामने आएंगी, ये एक ही लेवल पर, सो दैट व्हील चेयर पर्सन कैन कम एंड गो। यू सी, दिस इज व्हाट इज ए लीडरशिप क्वालिटी। दिस इज लीडरशिप क्वालिटी। आज भी वो चले गए हैं, रिटायर हो गए हैं, केरला वापस चले गए हैं, बट स्टिल देयर आई मीट द एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर अनुज दयाल जी, दे आर फॉलोइंग द प्रिंसिपल्स गिवन बाय, एथिक्स गिवन बाय श्रीधरन साहब। सो एथिक्स एंड लीडरशिप हो गया, और टीम वर्क के बिना इतना बड़ा मेट्रो बन नहीं सकता। सो एवरीथिंग आई हैव सीन। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। Concerns are, yes, communication skill is number one, please. I'm going to focus on that. Employers seek and promote strong communication, and in that listening is very important. हमें अपने students को बताना पड़ेगा how to listen. Most important part of communication is listening. अगर अच्छी तरह वो सुनते ही नहीं है तो वो समझ भी नहीं पाएंगे। Then strong communicators are not born, they are self-made. ये बहुत important है। बॉर्न नहीं है भाई, आपको तैयार करने हैं, टीचर्स की ड्यूटी है। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। ये देखिए सीईओ ऑफ नीति आयोग, जो प्लानिंग कमीशन पुराना था, उन्होंने क्या लिखा है, टू सक्सेसफुली नेविगेट one's career we require an individual to engage with people, to communicate ideas, to build relationships. अब देखिए बिल्ड रिलेशनशिप, ये मैंने बिल्ड रिलेशनशिप किससे किया? अनुराग ठाकुर के बाद हम गए सीईओ के पास। सीईओ है फ्रॉम चेन्नई। उसके बाद हम गए सेक्रेटरी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन एंड ब्रॉडकास्टिंग, और हमारा एमओयू साइन हो गया। एमओयू जो कि अभी लॉन्च कर रही है सीपीयू हमीरपुर इन जर्नलिज्म एंड मास कम्युनिकेशन फ्रॉम अगस्त। फर्स्ट टाइम इन इंडिया वन यूनिवर्सिटी हैज गॉट एमओयू विद प्रसार भारती, जिसमें कि दूरदर्शन शिमला, दूरदर्शन दिल्ली, धर्मशाला, इसमें हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को ट्रेनिंग दी जाएगी और इनकी जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी बनेगी। थैंक्स टू अनुराग ठाकुर फॉर दैट। आल्सो थैंक्स टू आवर सेक्रेटरी, यस, नीति आयोग वाला आपने समझ लिया। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। तो बिल्डिंग रिलेशनशिप इज इंपॉर्टेंट। नेक्स्ट, नॉट एवरीवन टू बॉर्न विद द गिफ्ट ऑफ इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन। कोई भी इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है। एफर्ट कैन मेक यू एन एक्सलेंट कम्युनिकेटर। ये हमें अपने बच्चों को सिखाना है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। बॉडी लैंग्वेज विद आई कॉन्टेक्ट, ये दो चीजें बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, वो ऑनलाइन पे नहीं हो पाता। ऑफलाइन में जब टीचर मूव कर रहा है तो बच्चे वॉच करते हैं। बॉडी लैंग्वेज स्पीक्स, योर साइलेंस आल्सो स्पीक्स, स्पेशली आईज स्पीक। आई कॉन्टेक्ट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट। पॉलिश्ड इंग्लिश इज नॉट दैट इंपॉर्टेंट। कपिल देव देखिए, उसकी इंग्लिश इतनी अच्छी नहीं है। रस्टिक इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज इज मोर कन्विंसिंग, लेकिन कन्विंसिंग बहुत है। वो वर्ल्ड कप जीत के आया था, वो भारत का नाम ऊंचा किया। विद बेटर पावर ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन देन शशि थरूर। शशि थरूर बोलने में तेज है, लेकिन इतना जोरदार नहीं है। आगे प्लीज, फास्ट प्लीज। नेक्स्ट, यस। अभी ये स्टोरी टेलिंग बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है। सॉरी, लड़की ने स्टोरी बोल दिया। गलत थोड़ा सा स्पेलिंग होगा, स्टोरी। यू सी स्टोरीज आर पावरफुल टू इन्फ्लुएंस एंड इम्पैक्ट पीपल। ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। मैं आपको अभी एक स्टोरी दिखाने वाला हूँ वीडियो के फॉर्म में। एंड मूविंग हर्ट्स, यू हैव टू मूव द हार्ट ऑफ ए पर्सन। सत्यजीत रे ने, अकीरा कुरोसावा ने, क्योंकि मैं मीडिया का हूँ, माजिद मजीदी ईरान के, इनकी मैं फिल्में दिखाता हूँ जब, तो बच्चों की आंखों में आंसू आ जाते हैं, उनकी मेंटेलिटी बदल जाती है, उनका एटीट्यूड बदल जाता है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। कंसिडर एवरी कन्वर्सेशन लाइक ए सेल्स पिच। ये हमारे एक 28 साल का आईटी प्रोफेशनल कह रहा है, ये सीनियर लोग नहीं कह रहे। गो इन विद 2 क्लियर आइडियाज in mind, do not overdo it, convey them in a precise manner and walk away. अपनी बात करो और चले जाओ, एक्स्ट्रा नहीं बोलना है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। आगे उसने क्या बोला, रामा ने, नेक्स्ट प्लीज। व्हेन माय सीनियर्स फ्रॉम अब्रॉड, इनके अब्रॉड भी आते हैं, हमें चाहिए, हमारा एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ना चाहिए, हमारे को फॉरेन एक्सचेंज की अर्निंग होनी चाहिए। तो जब बाहर से कोई आते हैं विजिटर्स, तो मैं जैसे जापान गया था, तो जापान की कंपनियों ने मुझे पूरा टोक्यो घुमाया और मुझे वहाँ के सैटरडे संडे मुझे स्पेशल लंच और डिनर पे इनवाइट किया, सो दैट आई कैन गिव देम सम ऑर्डर्स फ्रॉम इंडिया ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ दूरदर्शन। तो आई वोंट जस्ट टेल देम अबाउट, ये लड़का वही कह रहा है, रामा 28 साल का, दैट अबाउट द प्लेसेस इन दिल्ली, आई विल शो देम अराउंड एंड टेल देम माय पर्सनल स्टोरीज अबाउट इट, कि कुतुब मीनार का मतलब क्या है, मेरे को क्या समझ में आया, आप चल के देखिए। If you want to sell your product to a client, don't tell them why it is better than the competitors. Focus on making them experience it. ये कहने की जरूरत नहीं है कि मेरा माल दूसरे से अच्छा है, आप दोनों देख लो भाई, दोनों compete करो। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। फेस एंड क्रश योर फियर्स, ये स्टूडेंट्स को जरूर बताना है, उनको फियर्स नहीं आने चाहिए आगे। यू हैव राइट टू थिंक बिग, यस दे हैव राइट टू थिंक बिग, टेक द ड्राइवर सीट। And comfort zone kills big thinking. Don't sit in comfort zone. Do hard working. Next, please. I think I should not exceed. This is over now. Only a small video, please. Give me time. This is the soft skills in one story of Narad Muni, how he converted Ratnakar into Valmiki. It has all the soft skill which I showed you in the first slide, which corporate sector is looking for. They were already there in our system. Now see how Naradji does it. Please start the video, please. Please watch the faces also, the expression, the verbal and non-verbal communication of Ratnakar as well as Naradji. Please. This is excellent. I show to the students and it makes an effect. Start the video, please.
क्या तुम्हें मुझसे भय नहीं लग रहा? मैं रत्नाकर हूँ।
मैं नारद हूँ रत्नाकर, तुम्हारा अतिथि, और मैं निर्भय हूँ। क्या तुम निर्भय हो?
क्या मतलब है तुम्हारा?
न मुझे प्राणों का भय है, न सफलता का, न कल का, न कलंक का। और कोई भय है जो तुम जानते हो? अब तुम बताओ, क्या तुम निर्भय हो?
हाँ, मैं निर्भय हूँ। मुझे न प्राणों का भय है, न असफलता का, न कल का, न कलंक का।
तो फिर यह वन में छिपकर क्यों रहते हो? क्या राजा से डरते हो?
नहीं।
प्रजा से डरते हो?
नहीं।
पाप से डरते हो?
नहीं।
तो फिर यहाँ छिपकर क्यों रहते हो? उत्तर मैं देता हूं। पाप करते हो और पाप से डरते हो।
मैंने तुम्हारे बारे में बहुत सुना है। देवताओं के कवि, तुम मुझे फुसला नहीं सकते। न मैं पाप से डरता हूं, न पुण्य से, न देवताओं से, न दानवों से, न राजा से, न राज्य से, न दंड से, न विधान से। मैंने राज्य के साथ द्रोह किया है, मैंने समाज के साथ द्रोह किया है, इसलिए यहां बीहड़ों में रहता हूं। यह प्रतिशोध है मेरा।
क्या था वो पाप जिससे तुम डरते हो?
मुझे इतना मत उकसाओ कि मैं तुम्हारी हत्या कर दूं। नौरत, इतना तो मैं जान ही चुका हूं कि पाप और पुण्य की परिभाषा हमेशा ताकतवर तय करते हैं और उसे कमजोरों पर थोपते हैं। मैंने साम्राज्यों का विस्तार देखा है, हत्या से, बल से, छल से। मैंने वाणिज्य का विस्तार देखा है, कपट से, अनीति से, अधर्म से। वो पाप नहीं था। मैं सैनिक था, दुष्ट और निर्दयी सौदागरों की भी रक्षा की। वो पाप नहीं था। युद्ध में हारे हुए लोगों की स्त्रियों के साथ पशुता का व्यवहार करने वाले सैनिकों की हत्या क्या की? मैं पापी हो गया। राजा, सेना और सेनापति का अपराधी हो गया मैं। क्या वो पाप था?
दूसरों का पाप अपने पाप को सही नहीं ठहरा सकता रत्नाकर।
मैं पापी नहीं हूं।
कौन निर्णय करेगा? वो जो इस यात्रा में तुम्हारे साथ हैं या नहीं है? क्या तुम्हारी पत्नी, तुम्हारा पुत्र इस पाप में तुम्हारे साथ हैं?
हाँ, वो क्यों नहीं साथ होंगे? मैं जो ये सब करता हूं उनके सुख के लिए तो करता हूं।
तो जो तुम्हारे साथ हैं उन्हीं को निर्णायक बनाते हैं। जाओ, अपनी पत्नी से, अपने पुत्र से, अपने पिता से, अपने निकट संबंधियों से पूछ कर आओ, जो तुम कर रहे हो क्या वो पाप नहीं है? और क्या वो सब इस पाप में तुम्हारे साथ हैं, इस पाप के भागीदार हैं?
सरदार, ये ब्राह्मण बहुत बोलता है, इसे मार दे।
नहीं, इसे तो मैं अपने हाथों से मारूंगा, परंतु पहले इसके प्रश्नों के उत्तर तो दे दूं। मेरे आने तक इसे बांध कर रखो। कड़ी नजर रखना इस पर।
रत्नाकर बेटा, आज बहुत जल्दी आ गए तुम। कोई मोटा आसामी हाथ लगाए क्या?
क्या बात है स्वामी, आज आप प्रसन्न दिखाई नहीं दे रहे?
मैं जो कर रहा हूं क्या वो पाप है?
ये तू कैसी बहकी बहकी बातें कर रहा है आज? तूने ज्यादा पी ली है क्या?
क्या तुम मेरे पाप में भागीदार हो?
ये तू क्या पूछ रहा है?
क्या तुम मेरे पाप में भागीदार हो?
नहीं स्वामी, मैंने आपके सुख में दुख में साथ देने की कसम खाई है, आपके पाप में भागीदार होने की नहीं।
पिता, आप
ये तो तेरी कमाई है, इसे मैं कैसे बांट सकता हूँ?
आपका पथ शुभ हो स्वामी।
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारो भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यग् व्यवसितो हि सः।
तुम्हारे साथी मुझे अकेला छोड़ जा चुके हैं रत्नाकर।
क्षमा देवर्षि, क्षमा। अब तो मैं भी अकेला ही हूं।
नहीं रत्नाकर, तुम ही अपने मित्र और तुम ही अपने शत्रु हो। तुम्हारे पुराने संसार की रचना भी तुम ही ने की थी, तुम्हारे नए संसार की रचना भी तुम ही करोगे। इसलिए उठो और अपने पुरुषार्थ से अपना भविष्य लिखो। राम राम, तुम्हारा पथ शुभ हो।
जयति जगति मायां यस्य कायाधवस्ते वचन रचनमेकं केवलं चाकलय्य ध्रुवपदमपि यातो यत्कृपातो ध्रुवोऽयं सकलभूषणपात्रं ब्रह्मपुत्रं नतोऽस्मि।
इस कहानी के इस डाकू ने अपने संसार को छोड़ फिर एक नए संसार की रचना की, जिसे हम रामायण के नाम से जानते हैं। इतिहास कहता है कि अतीत का डाकू रत्नाकर ही भविष्य में राम कथा का रचयिता वाल्मीकि बना। ठीक कहा था देवर्षि नारद ने, असीम संभावनाओं का स्वामी मनुष्य काश खुद को पहचान पाता।
Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you understand that what was our culture and tradition during those times. How Naradji had all the soft skill which we are talking about today. But one seventh skill which he was having, which is not being talked, is that always keep your creator, God, Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama in mind while doing anything. So nothing wrong will happen. And he says that you can become the now entrepreneur. And then he becomes Valmiki and he writes Ramayana. You see, this is how, as a video person, as a journalism and mass comm person, I showed them the Japanese Akira Kurosawa, how he changed Japanese society. It has become a developed country. How Satyajit Ray tried to change our society. But he did his best, yes, no doubt about it. How Majid Majidi has done for Iran. This is how I request I know that with again good wishes for the future, I wish CPU to become next BITS Pilani, because I have seen BITS Pilani, I have gone there. Our Dr. L.K. Maheshwari, soon after we parted from Lucknow University, after doing his MSc, he joined as assistant professor and he retired as vice chancellor BITS Pilani. He is a founder of BITS Pilani. We have to create such young people for the future. So I end because I have taken extra time. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor J.K. Mehta, sir, and Maheshwari, sir. Thank you again, Professor J.K. Mehta, sir, for the words of excellence. यह संघर्ष की जो राह है, जो चलता है इस पे, वही संसार को बदलता है. जिसने रातों से है जीती जंग, सुबह का सूर्य बनकर वही चमकता है. The ideal of this university is to develop individuals who will be competent to change the environment to greater conformity with moral ideals. Our ultimate mission is to create diligent and forward-thinking individuals. Here at Career Point, we value our intellectual capital and nurture it through a perfect blend. With this, today evening, we are launching the 10 upcoming events to commemorate 10 years of Career Point University journey. Here we are. In the month of June, 25th June 2022, we're going to organize Spradha by a Sports Activity Club. On the occasion of 10th Foundation Day, we're going to organize Conclave on 9th July 2022. School of Commerce and Management going to organize Fresh Mob in the month of August 2022. School of Legal Studies and Governance organizing Legal Education Camp in Central Jail, Kota on 6th August 2022. On the occasion of 10th Foundation Day, CPUK going to organize marathon on 12th August 2022, that is International Youth Day by the Department of Physiotherapy. School of Arts and Humanities organizing art workshop on 3rd September 2022 on the occasion of Foundation Day. Department of Pharmacy organizing free health checkup camp on 24th September 2022. School of Basic and Applied Sciences organizing Vigyan Manthan science competition on 1st October 2022. Agriculture Department going to organize workshop on establishment of agricultural based enterprises in collaboration with government on 15th October 2022. On the occasion of 10th Foundation Day, CPU organizing science exhibition on 26th November 2022 by School of Computer Applications and Department of CSE. These are the 10 upcoming events. With this, we're going to go for a celebration, and please give a celebration huge round of applause. With this, we learned and professionally prepared and hoping for the furthermore opportunities and advancements to convert the half opportunities into success. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. The measure of achievement is not winning awards, it's doing something that you appreciate, something you believe is worthwhile. Mahatma Gandhi said, a great man may not do great things, but they do ordinary things greatly. Now, I would like to request our Chief Guest and Honorable Chancellor, Sir, to address the gathering.
All the respected guests joined to us online. Vice Chancellor Sir, Dean, HODs, and faculty members, friends. First, congratulations to all for 10th Foundation Day of Career Point University. I would like to share many things because how it's all things started in my mind from where I got an idea of setting up a university and how it came into existence, what was our vision, what we have achieved so far, what we have missed, and what goal we set for, let's say, next decade of Career Point University, Kota. So I guess in the month of May or last week of April in 2010, I got an idea, why not to set up a university? And why to set up a university? Because I was teaching a student, aspiring students who were preparing for IIT and medical entrance examinations. And I realized that large number of good students are not getting into IIT just because of limitation of seats. And at the same time, I realized that the best part of IIT, or why IITians are so successful, or IITs are preferred institution, because of their structure. I would say good faculty members are everywhere, so in IIT and so in other institutions. But perhaps a system which actually grill a student for 4 years is well established in IITs. A lot of things happen beyond classroom where students learn life skills. And without life skills, nobody can get success in the life. It is not what your education. Education does make a difference, but when you get into corporate, your education become only a part of 10% or 20% part of your job profile and what you do. The remaining 70-80% is your life skills, because if you want to grow in ladder, if you want to grow in a hierarchy, then perhaps you need a lot of life skills to manage people, to interact with people, to meeting deadlines and blah, blah, lot of things. And those life skills you learn only, you get an opportunity to learn those life skills only when you are studying, because you cannot experiment in corporates. Nobody is going to experiment with you in corporates. Nobody is going to experiment. Reason being, it directly costs them. It directly a loss to them. So I actually did an analysis of my own profile because I spent 4 years in IIT. I got in IIT in 1989. I was a Hindi medium student. It was very difficult, studied in up to class 12th in Hindi medium. Though in my time, IIT used to happen in English, but it was very difficult to write all the answers in English, read question in English. There was a paper of English as well. To qualify IIT, there was paper. You were supposed to qualify in English paper as well that time. And immediately after my year, 1989, the English paper was removed from the IIT entrance examination. Earlier, it used to be there. So when I went to IIT and I realized that, all the students, few students are coming from very good schooling background, few are coming from very good academic background. So academically, I was also very good. So in that group, I realized that, if you participate in activities, then you learn a lot. And that when you participate and you do anything yourself or you in a team, then a lot of things you start learning. And why I'm sharing with you all these things, because I want to share with you the philosophy behind the university. There are multiple goals of a university, like, research outcome is the goal. But let's focusing on undergraduate. I will talk about, postgraduate and PhDs later on, because the focus of those guys is more on research and, research outcome. But undergraduate focus is more on employability, more on, becoming employable and making a difference in the world and doing job, whatever is being assigned in a perfect manner. So currently I'm discussing completely with the perspective of undergraduate students. And for undergraduate, it is very, very important that once they get into, career, they should be fit to the market. वहां जाकर experiment नहीं कर सकते. Nobody actually, is okay with if you do experiment there, because they don't have time. They don't want to invest time on you or money on you. So the 4 years, a lot of aspiration which comes from the peer group and also the kind of opportunity you get to participate in various activities. And then you start developing your skills, because if, let's say, you are organizing an event, being a student, you face a lot of challenges, right from concept planning to execution. And as you all aware that when you plan something, things do not fall in place the way you plan it. गड़बड़ होती हैं और बहुत सारी होती है and last moment पर होती है, and then you have to manage it. And once you start managing, then there is a conflict, because when all young bloods are working on a project, there are 10 young fellow of the same age group are doing something, all have different opinion. ये ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए. Then you have to lead them. You have to find a consensus. Okay, let's do this. Let's focus on this. Last minute issues you handle. So time pressure, execution, the meeting deadlines. These all things you learn in college education. If the college or the university gives you an opportunity, and that's why very categorically we have mentioned in our brochures, in our philosophy, that all the activity should be by student and for student. Today we are conducting this particular event by faculty members, for faculty members. All right, but it should be actually, though currently students examination is going on, so perhaps they all are busy, but these all events should be conducted by students. They should become active part of all these activities, because where they will get opportunity to learn. Just think about it, where they will get the opportunity to learn. If a student has not came on stage in his lifetime till class 12, he has a stage fear. He can't speak. He can't speak to the public. वो बात ही नहीं कर सकता किसी से. वो पब्लिक में जाके क्या इंटरव्यू देगा? उसको फियर इतना ज्यादा है. हमारा फिलॉसफी वो है अंडर ग्रेजुएट्स के लिए. अगर आप याद करेंगे, मतलब जो पुराने साथी लोग हैं उनको पता है, हम बहुत ज्यादा फोर्स करते रहे हैं हमेशा कि all the students should be done by the students, all the events should be done by the students, and that we again should bring in our system. All the events, no matter how they do, how they perform, irrespective of that, it should be done by the students. The faculty member should only be in charge to coordinate. That's all. Let them plan, let them on the event. अच्छा होगा तो उनका है, बुरा होगा तो उनका है. जो है सब उनका है. Because then they will analyze what went wrong, what was right, and they will start learning. These are the things which went wrong. These are the things which went right. They will meet the deadlines. But at the same time, I would like to appreciate the efforts of all the people who directly, indirectly contributing to the growth of the university. Be it faculty members, be it staff members, be it, the staff of Career Point, be it the local public, media, and variety of the people who directly, indirectly associated with us, even our ex-students, they've been very, very, very touched to the university, and many times they come with a lot of appreciations and recommendation, and they contribute a lot. Because let me tell you, only a student will build the culture of the university. Remember this thing, you cannot build the culture in the university. हम बोलते हैं हम कल्चर बना देंगे यूनिवर्सिटी का, हम नहीं बना सकते, because the university is for the students. We are just problem solvers. We are just a kind of doers, providing education to them. But culture is built by the students. पूरा culture student ही build करते हैं यूनिवर्सिटी का. You go and analyze any university across the globe. You just analyze it. The students actually build the culture of the university, and we have to assist them to build the culture. Because unless otherwise they don't own the system, they will never respect the system. Unless otherwise they don't own the system, they will never respect you as well. Because they will not take any of your instructions seriously. Because they don't own the system. Now, people who create the system, whether it is good or bad, they own the system. And if you have created something, you will never destroy it. So if the student has created the system, he will never destroy or disobey the system. And that's why it is very, very important that student participation in all the activities and should be encouraged. That's the secret. आप एनालाइज कर लीजिए. मतलब मुझे आज का मैं नहीं कह सकता आईटी दिल्ली का कि आज क्या है, बिकॉज आई ग्रेजुएटेड लॉन्ग बैक, सो इट्स ऑलमोस्ट नाउ 29 years. बट आज भी आप जाके देख लीजिए, द स्टूडेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आर मोस्ट एक्टिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन मोस्ट ऑफ द यूनिवर्सिटीज. आप ग्लोब में चले जाइए, अक्रॉस ग्लोब चले जाइए, स्टूडेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ही करती हैं, जो लाइफस्टाइल जिसको बोलते हैं ना बच्चे की, वो स्टूडेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ग्रुप में ही होता है, बिकॉज उनका फ्रीक्वेंसी अच्छा मैच करता है। हम क्लब चलाते हैं, हम इवेंट करते हैं, अभी आपने इवेंट के प्लान करे हैं। आई वुड अप्रिशिएट कि अगर यहाँ पे कोई स्टूडेंट आके बोलता है कि ऑन द 10th फाउंडेशन डे वी आर गोइंग टू सेट going to celebrate by sports activity and let them celebrate it. हम तो पार्टिसिपेट कर ही लेंगे ना। आपने ऑन कर लिया तो ऑन ही नहीं करेगा स्टूडेंट उसको। So coming back to a point, so a lot of people have contributed. We have to actually perhaps work very, very closely and deeply about various systems, processes of the university, specifically related to, as Dr. Mehta was saying, soft skill, life skills of the student, because without this, in current scenario, in current situation of the country, it is very impossible to create employable youth. It is very, very difficult because kind of job opportunities available required soft skills and life skills. I am adding to Professor Mehta statement. Soft skill is very, very important, and then the life skills, which is a kind of soft skill itself, and that makes you successful. I also would like to take this event as an opportunity to thank you all for taking this initiative of celebrating 10th Foundation Day. In fact, I was not even aware that you guys are celebrating this. I was informed about a week ago when we had another meeting. Immediately after that, it was shared to me, and I was very happy. Like, people are concerned and people are celebrating this. So I express my thanks to all of you. In the last, just let me share how this all came into existence. So अप्रैल 2010 के आसपास जब मुझे ख्याल आया कि ये बच्चे प्लेस नहीं होते हैं, आईआईटी में नहीं जा पाते हैं और बहुत अच्छे स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, तो मुझे लगा कि क्यों ना एक आईआईटी जैसा सिस्टम बनाया जाए। मुझे पता था कि एज ए इंस्टीट्यूशन, एज ए सिंपल इंजीनियरिंग ग्रेजुएट शायद मेरे लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है, बट आई बिलीव इन मैनिफेस्टेशन। मेरा प्रोफाइल है, आई मैनिफेस्ट अ लॉट बिकॉज आई फील दैट वट एवर क्वेश्चंस यू हैव, the universe has the answer. You just think, you will find the solution. मैं लोगों को बोलता हूँ, लोग मुझसे कभी कभी फिलोसफर बोलते हैं, मैं बोलता हूँ वाईफाई को डिस्कवर मतलब रिसर्च होती है ना, तो इट इज नॉट मतलब सर्च है वो, वाईफाई तो था दुनिया में। ऐसा थोड़ी कि किसी ने वाईफाई बनाया है। क्या आपको लगता है कि वाईफाई बनाया गया है? हो सकता है आप में से लोगों को शायद यही लगता हो कि हाँ वाईफाई बनाया गया है। मेरे हिसाब से तो था दुनिया में, किसी ने उसको आइडेंटिफाई करके हमारे पास लाके दिखाया कि ऐसे वाईफाई होता है। इट वॉज ऑलरेडी देयर इन द यूनिवर्स। यूनिवर्स हैज ए सॉल्यूशन टू ईच क्वेश्चन। इफ यू हैव ए क्वेश्चन, यूनिवर्स हैज ए सॉल्यूशन, एंड दैट्स कॉल्ड मेनी पावर ऑफ द मैनिफेस्टेशन। यू स्टार्ट मैनिफेस्टिंग, यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग द सॉल्यूशन। आपको प्रॉब्लम है, आप मैनिफेस्ट करिए, इस प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन आएगा, यू विल स्टार्ट गेटिंग द सॉल्यूशन। जस्ट वॉच अ मूवी कॉल्ड सीक्रेट। देयर इज अ बुक कॉल्ड सीक्रेट, द सीक्रेट। आप पढ़िए उसको, इट्स अमेजिंग बुक, अमेजिंग मूवी, यूट्यूब पे मिल जाएगा आपको। आई विल पुट द लिंक इन आवर ग्रुप। यू जस्ट वॉच दैट मूवी, यू विल रियलाइज दैट ईच प्रॉब्लम, वेदर पर्सनल, प्रोफेशनल, academic, non-academic, whatever kind of problem you have in your life has a solution. You have to manifest it by thinking that yes, I will get solution to it. और अगर आपने सोच लिया कि आपको इसका solution मिलेगा, then the things fall in place, because then your mind start thinking the same way, start finding the solution, and then वो अपने आप होने लग जाता है. So that's what I thought I will set up a university. So I just called one of my friend कि यार मुझे तो पता भी नहीं है, and he was OSD to Chief Minister of Rajasthan that time. मैंने उससे बोला यार मुझे पता नहीं यूनिवर्सिटी कैसे सेटअप होती है. He was my batchmate from IIT. तो उसने बोला मुझे भी ज़्यादा पता नहीं, बट मैं एक काम कर सकता हूँ, तुम्हें एक यूनिवर्सिटी की प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट जो आई है वो तुम्हें भेज सकता हूँ, तुम पढ़ लो उसको, एक बार देख लो क्या होता है. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है भेज दो. उसने अगले दिन ही मुझे वहाँ से एक रिपोर्ट मुझे यूनिवर्सिटी का भेजा. I read the university report. I realized no, this can be done, because initially the procedure requires only a commitment, some investment, land, etc. And okay, this is doable. So I prepared a report. Immediately by seeing that report, मैंने अपने दिमाग से एक रिपोर्ट बनाया. That time we had Dr. Colonel Dixit with us. So मैंने डॉक्टर दीक्षित को बोला, मैंने कहा आप भी बनाओ इस रिपोर्ट को, और हम दोनों ने मिलकर वो रिपोर्ट बनाया. On 6th May 2010, फिर 6th May is my actually birthday, इसलिए मुझे याद है वो. और मेरे एक रिलेटिव का 50th मैरिज एनिवर्सरी था जयपुर में. So I had to go to attend that. So on 6th May in the morning, जो कोटा जयपुर ट्रेन चलती है 8 बजे वाली, जयपुर बॉम्बे सुपर फास्ट जो आती है, मैं उससे जयपुर गया. मैं रिपोर्ट ले गया साथ में. मैंने मेरी वाइफ को बोला कि तुम तो ऐसा करो, उनके घर जाओ, वो रिजॉर्ट में जा रहे थे, एंड आई विल कम आफ्टर विजिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफिस. आई विल गो एंड आई विल सबमिट द रिपोर्ट एंड देन आई विल जॉइन यू अगेन इन द इवनिंग. और मैं वहाँ पे गया, मैंने रिपोर्ट सबमिट करा. माय फ्रेंड एक्चुअली एडवाइज मी गो एंड सबमिट देयर, सो मैंने सबमिट करा एंड देन आई जॉइन दिस. दिस वाज द फर्स्ट इवेंट जो हुआ, बिल्कुल कैजुअल हुआ, सिर्फ मैनिफेस्टेशन से हुआ. सिर्फ और सिर्फ सोच लिया कि डालना है और कुछ नहीं करा. उसका कुछ भी नहीं पता था, कोई ABCD कुछ भी पता नहीं था कि यूनिवर्सिटी क्या होता है, कैसे बनता है, क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा. आफ्टर कपल ऑफ डेज we got a letter of intent from the government of Rajasthan, then with certain guidelines, and with those guidelines we were supposed to procure land, build infrastructure, lab facilities, libraries, etc. And we were given a time for a year that you complete all these compliances and complete all these things and submit your compliance report within a year. We got the land, but there was a problem with land because land has to convert. Agricultural land था जो अभी यहाँ पर हम हैं, उसको education land में convert करना था, and we stuck there. जब तक वो एजुकेशन में नहीं होगा तब तक हम बिल्डिंग नहीं बना सकते. बिल्डिंग नहीं बनेगा तो कंप्लायंस सबमिट नहीं कर सकते. एंड इट डिलेड द प्रोसेस ऑलमोस्ट 8 months. अराउंड दिसंबर आ गया. मार्च तक सबमिट करना था. मार्च पास्ट, वी वर फेल्ड टू सबमिट द कंप्लायंस रिपोर्ट एंड वी गॉट letter from the government that because you have not submitted your compliance report, so letter of intent given to you to set up university has been withdrawn. And we had made already investment, significant investment, because land ले लिया था, आधी अधूरी बिल्डिंग भी बन गई थी, मतलब बहुत कुछ हो गया था. A significant investment we have made. Then again there was a problem, there was a big problem कि काम भी हो गया, ये भी हो गया, अब क्या करें, फंस गए, ट्रैप हो गए. वापस मैनिफेस्ट करा कि सॉल्यूशन होगा, गवर्नमेंट चेंज हो गई. तो राजस्थान में तो स्विच करती है गवर्नमेंट बीजेपी कांग्रेस के बीच में, तो सारा सिस्टम बदल गया इंडिया राजस्थान का. जैसे गवर्नमेंट चेंज हुई, द एंटायर सिस्टम गॉट शिफ्टेड. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. ऑल द न्यू पीपल, nobody was ready to listen. And then again we manifested, and then again we tried very hard, and somehow we get extension in letter of intent that okay, your letter of intent has been extended for another year. And then 2011, sometime, late December, we filed the compliance report. Then the procedure, then inspection committee was formed. They reviewed the compliance, etc. And then finally the act was passed in the 2nd May. So how this university came into existence, and those 2.5 years, 3 years during that period was very, very I would say strenuous. And as soon as we set up the university, we realized कि अब करे क्या, university तो बन गया है, कभी देखा ही नहीं था system. And then gradually good people started joining in. They started designing the system, syllabus. I was having only one mission कि मुझे सिर्फ एक system बनाना है. Life beyond classroom should be very good. That's all. मैंने सिर्फ एक mandate दिया हुआ था कर्नल दीक्षित को कि I just want one thing. All undergraduate students who are coming to us should have a very, very good life skills, because if we are able to develop their life skills, we won't face any challenge in their placement. Because I understand that in corporate world, you are supposed to do a very specific job for which they train you within 7 days. आपसे वो research नहीं करवा रहे हैं. But whether you are able to, whether you are a, go-getter or not, that's very, very important. काम तो वो खुद सिखा देते कि आपको ये काम करना है. That's all. But you have to have those life skills, because you don't know how to present yourself, how to handle all the stresses, how to handle clients, how to deal with the team, how to meet deadlines. If you don't understand all these things, you are useless for the corporate. And fortunately, we got very good support from the community, the society, and we started the university. And by learning, we continue to move further. Sometime later, then after years, same time we set up the Hamirpur University also. So initially we were struggling, and then Dr. Gautam came and he set to the university so beautifully. I'm so happy that university is being taken care by Dr. Gautam, Professor Gautam, and how this whole system started. Now we have spent 10 years. We have learned a lot. Perhaps we have made a lot of mistakes as well. But now for the next 10 years, I personally feel we have a lot of opportunity to achieve, to prove, to educate the next generation. And we should actually, do things like, मैं बहुत बार लोगों से बोलता हूँ, what can you do is not important. What you are doing is more important. आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं, तो वो irrelevant है जब तक आपने करा नहीं. वो उसको सेंसलेस है. आप मन में ये सोचते हैं कि मैं ये कर सकता हूं, तो आप कर दीजिए. आप सोचिए मत उसको, क्योंकि वो आपके पास ही है. जब तक वो आप करके दिखाइए उसको, मतलब करके दिखाने वाला चैलेंज नहीं है, बट डू इट. टेक द इनिशिएटिव. आई लव पीपल हु एक्चुअली टेक इनिशिएटिव्स. ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करिए, स्ट्रगल करिए, आपस में लड़िए, झगड़िए, बहस करिए, क्योंकि उन सबसे अच्छे आउटकम आते हैं. It is not personal. Like if I am saying something, it is not personal. It is a profession. So we should set our goal for the next 10 years, where the system should be improved significantly. We should also devise our mechanisms we should actually improve our systems to take the university to the next level. And I hope the kind of enthusiasm, the kind of team we currently having, we will definitely able to achieve this. We will have separate meeting to discuss various issues, but let's today keep the environment of celebration alive rather than discussing what we can do or what we should do. So I extend my, again, gratitude to all of you to be part of this journey and look forward to spend time with you for perhaps, my lifetime. So thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us. We didn't go far. We are celebrating 10 years. Yes. Moving further, it's our privilege to welcome our special guest, Professor B.S. Satyanarayan. He holds a PhD degree in electrical engineering from Cambridge University. He currently heads C.V. Raman Global University as the founder vice chancellor. He has over 37 years experience heading startups, new universities, new technology labs, and transforming organization, working in industry, R&D, academic, consultancy, and diplomatic environments. He has worked in India, Japan, and UK, and with partners in USA, European Union, South Korea, Singapore, and Russia. Today, he is going to present a Foundation Day lecture on the topic NEP 2020, a unique opportunity for Indian higher education for faculty and students to leapfrog its challenges and embrace the $1 trillion 21st century market of disruptive technologies. Sir, we welcome you.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. And can I share my screen, please? Okay. So good evening. And first of all, thanks. I hope I'll be allowed to share the screen. Thanks for having me on this program. I would like to first thank Professor Mehta for introducing me to Professor Gautam, and also, then to Professor Sharma, because that led to my opportunity to be here, and it has been one. So good evening, first of all, to the Chancellor, Shri Maheshwari, Professor Maheshwari, Professor Gautam, Professor Verma, Professor Gautam, Professor Sharma, all of them, and all the other directors, deans, faculty members, and students. I think, first of all, let me congratulate you on this 10th anniversary celebration, Foundation Day celebration. These are truly important milestones, and having just now heard the Chancellor speak about it, it's indeed a unique privilege for me to hear from the Chancellor as to what were the troubles and the tribulations of getting off with a new university. And so it's a great learning experience. It's not often that you get to hear such things, and how how much of trouble one has to go through to set up a university. So it's my privilege to be here to share some of my thoughts. I presume I have about another 35-40 minutes, or if somebody can, or 30 minutes, whatever. So maybe I'll try to finish it off in under 30 minutes. And so I hope I can now share my screen. But anyway, as I said, from what we heard from the Chancellor, so can you see my screen, please? I hope you all can see my screen. So from whatever we heard from the Chancellor so far, the key words I think that I want to convey in whatever I am talking now also is that first is, let us believe in what we are doing at the present. Have self-belief. And then there is, I think, no such thing as, say leaders. Anybody who has to be a leader has to first follow, understand rules and regulation, and more importantly, work to timelines for this to be successful, because time is of a very important essence. So let me start off with maybe a small joke. As Professor Mehta also mentioned so many times about Japan, a Japanese and some Indians were traveling in a train, let us say going from Delhi to Bangalore or Chennai. So it so happened that they started off on the right time, and by the time it came to Jhansi, maybe the train was 10-15 minutes late. From Jhansi, by the time it came to Bhopal, it was further delayed, and as it was coming towards Nagpur, already 2-3 hours late, and maybe coming towards Vijayawada, the train was already 5 hours late. Looking at the timetable, the Japanese man was very perplexed. He said, what do I do? Why is it that, it's so late, 5 hours delayed, and why do you even print a timetable if you cannot run a train on time? Because again, Professor Mehta spoke about Sridharan sir. See, now the metro is in India, and you see, if you go in Japan, they run to 0.5 second precision. The metro trains or the local trains. So therefore, then the Indian said a bit philosophically, you see, at least because we have a timetable, we know that we are 5 hours late. If not, we would not even know how late we are, and we'll be nowhere. So therefore, as the Chancellor said, we need to have a plan, an action plan, a process, and a system, and that everybody has to follow. To become a leader, I need to first be a follower. These are some random thoughts I just thought I would add to what the Chancellor already mentioned. And coming to the subject of my talk, as I said, I will not take more than 30 minutes. It's already some time now. We are in the middle of the most exciting time. The title says that we have a unique opportunity. As again, I want to draw from the chairman's word also, as he said, don't worry what has happened, but you are in the present, and from now, how do you move forward? Forgetting always about spilt milk or the past doesn't matter. So how do we move forward is key, and that is where I think the new education policy gives us a unique opportunity to leapfrog, move forward. And here again, the teacher and the student have some of the best opportunity in this world anywhere, actually, to cumulatively work together for progress. C.V. Raman always used to say that, see, accidents happen to the seeker. Therefore, see, somebody made fun of him saying, oh, accidentally you discovered that, there should be some possible different color in scattering. So he said, even the accidents happen to a seeker. And therefore, first we need to have a plan, a process, work towards it. Sometimes providence, chance helps us. And even more important, he always said, no student is good or bad. A teacher, maybe all the more learned, but still they learn as much from the student as the student learns from the teacher. Either from a good student, new insight, or from a bad student also, maybe a tough question which gives more excitation. So therefore, and Bertrand Russell said again, a teacher is somebody who loves his students and loves his profession of sharing information. So this new education policy comes to the new paradigm of lifelong learning. The teacher and the student are in a provision where they are going to learn for life. And for this learning to happen, we need to share each other's thoughts, and the teacher in this lifelong learning is an enabler and a facilitator, and not just somebody who is going to pontificate. And therefore, it's one of the most exciting time. As I come to NEP later, I just want to say a quick next 2 to 3 minutes talk of why is it that say NEP is important? Why are we so excited about this new education policy? And even more important, why it is only students and faculty are the best. As the Chancellor also said, we are in a unique time frame. Such opportunities never existed even 10 years back. As he was talking about Wi-Fi, 10 years back, I mean, in India hardly had 50 lakh telephones, let alone, mobile phones. Today we have close to 1 billion mobile phones. So the transition is mind-boggling. So for this transition to happen, we need to quickly have a look at history and what is India's position. India was always a global leader in economy, and it had close to 25% of world economy, even up to as bad as say 1850 or 1870. Only after that, suddenly India's position in the global economy shrank, and now it is slowly increasing once again, though in single digit. But then we are expected soon by 2050 to be literally back at the position we were for over thousands of years, and just lost in between for just about 175 to 200 years. And if that has to happen in this middle of the knowledge economy, everything is being enabled by knowledge, whether it is a hotel, whether it is industry, whether it is education, whether it is hospital, whether it is any service, everything is enabled by knowledge. We are in the age of big data analytics. Again, as the Chancellor mentioned about Wi-Fi, it existed earlier. That's what you see. Just if we were to look at the Indian calendar, it has a 60-year cycle. And the 60-year cycle literally, follows, the sun's timings, and exactly predicts which day of which year there will be highest temperature, which day you will even get beginning of rain. Everything is predicted, and this 60-year predicted thousands of years ago when people had no clue as big data analytics. Today, if I have to do that, even now our weather prediction is not perfect, but they were able to gain knowledge, insight, work on it, and predict them. But then in those days in the Gurukula, the education was supposed to be fun. It was teacher learning, teacher student working together, living together, and that's where, as much as in the class, the after class time was also made fun. But that is where more education happened, and that was why I think the Chancellor emphasized how everything is very critical. So coming to knowledge economy, you see, the whole world today looks at knowledge, and every domain you look at in this is knowledge enabled, service industry to product enabled industry. And therefore, and all of this knowledge enabling in this age of knowledge era is enabled by energy, is enabled by information. So I would say that we have moved away from the era of roti kapda makan to roti kapda makan urja or sanchar, communication. And that's why I'm sure Professor Mehta spoke about the communication capability, whether it is spoken, written words, or whether it is communication through TV, whether it is communication through email, mobile phone. Communication is critical today, and knowledge life cycles are reducing very fast. And everybody, last year's survey said, are looking at how they are going to use knowledge, digital knowledge, continuous learning to improve their skills. So the key paradigm of learning or education in the 21st century is ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And for that, I think the teachers and the students have a unique ringside seat, or say the first seat, because you get to learn the fundamentals and also experience and analyze and research without commitment the new developments, and the link to together fundamentals along with multidisciplinary experiential learning to understand what is this new development that is happening, or even create new things. Because as I said, these next 5 to 10 years are one of the most exciting period for even being creative. That's the most fun of being in the education space. And if you're talking of education, knowledge, innovation, you see that all the new things that are happening, it does not say anything specific about physics, chemistry, medical, agriculture, service industry, nothing like that. It is talking of sustainability. It is talking of computer science, artificial intelligence, multidisciplinary engineering, environmental science. So you see that everything is multidisciplinary. And for all these things to happen, you need to focus on your fundamentals, understand them well, understand to use them with knowledge and skill. I mean, experiential learning, including skills, technology, skill learning, and then say, how do you create new product process by project-based activity? And therefore, again, I'm not going to the details, but to say that, see, if you're looking at even all the emerging areas of investment in R&D, you see, as things like travel, leisure, personal goods have huge amount of investment going in services enabling them. So in the next 20 years, when India is going to be a global leader, by 2050, India is economically not even purchasing power parity, but in real term, India is expected to be a global leader once again, and or purchasing by power parity as high as 35, we may be, I mean, say, a world leader. For that to happen, as much opportunity in services as in new product and innovation. So it doesn't matter whether I'm studying English, physics, library science, sociology, law, allied health sciences, I mean, medical or engineering, whatever domain, every domain there is an opportunity, but then we need to make sure we study our fundamentals very well, and then make sure we leverage our fundamentals and use experiential learning to link and learn. And therefore, you see, India is, again, say, doesn't seriously figure in the innovation rank. But then, I mean, only yesterday, we had the Indian Semiconductor conference, and I had the Intel CEO, global CEO, talking about it, saying he was in a few months back in Israel. And Israel today, I'm not sure how many of you are aware, has one of the most cutting edge technology in most domains. They are a very small country, not even as big as Delhi. And so they have cutting edge technology, less people definitely than Delhi, and they have cutting edge technology everywhere. And then the Israeli Prime Minister asked him, say, where do you think we want to be leaders in ICT? We want to be leaders in electronics. Where do you think we will be? And I think India is a competitor, but I am sure we will go ahead. But then the Intel chief, it seems, he said, no, I believe India will go ahead. So he said, because the amount of work that needs to be done needs as much innovation as people. And India has the highest number of great young talent as also qualified senior people. But the problem is, we all don't work together. We work independently. We don't combine our knowledge system together. So just if you look at education alone in the next 10 years, or 8 years, it's a 10 trillion opportunity. And most of digitalization in this has not happened. Indian education is going to be a 400 billion education, and therefore it doesn't matter whether we are a 10-year-old university, whether we are a 100-year-old university. If you look at and put a logarithmic scale graph, you see that seriously Indian universities don't figure in the top 50 or top 100. Some of them figure in the top 200. So when you put a even 0, 1, 10, 100 scale, as we don't figure within the top 100, what happens is that in that scale, the India's institution of excellence and a new university all would be in a bottom tapering line. So not to be overwrought. So when the chairman said you need to aim, aspire, we want to be as good as IITs or give the same environment, it is up to us, the teacher and the student, to make use of the opportunities given to us, so that as everybody expects India to be a global leader, we will be there. And just to add to our satisfaction, you see that already in areas like climate change, sustainable energy and affordable technologies, India actually is one of the largest publisher. Quality is a different issue. But you see, India is number 3 in clean energy and affordable technology publication. India is number 6 in climate change action. But then are this delivering into product process solution, as the Prime Minister said, of Atmanirbharta? We don't know. But the key point is, this is a unique opportunity. And any country where the people leverage this knowledge system and deliver can truly cause a transformation. And here again, for example, this year, the amount of patents filed, China is way ahead even of America. I mean, China has doubled the number of patents granted, or at least about 30% more than America, whereas India only has 1/20th of the number of patents granted. And if you go to designs, trademarks, we are not even 1/100th of the type of design and trademark activities being carried out, registered by, say, China. But everything, as I said, is enabled by knowledge, and this knowledge in the era of communication where there is mobile and broadband have literally already converged, because today in a mobile phone I can get anything and everything that has happened with the telephone, with the TV, with the, and also control everything. So I think we need to seriously make sure we make use of our opportunity. And I'll not go, just for the lack of time, there will be many slides. The key point I wanted to convey, as I said, was like roti, kapda, makan, urja or sanchar. Urja and sanchar are the key enablers, and in that there is a huge opportunity for innovation, huge opportunity for product process development, huge opportunity for publication, entrepreneurship, and definitely jobs if we work towards it. And therefore I'm just showing, like, say, energy is a huge opportunity. One side, India is already one of the largest, highest growth in solar energy. But at the same time, our, energy needs are huge. Already everybody is expecting a shortage. But then there is huge 500 billion opportunity just in off the grid power, whether it is for my mobile, whether it is for a wearable sensor, whether it is for a standalone power station or whatever. And these alone, between programming, business model, market design, system operation, is a huge opportunity which we could do. We all talk of, I am sure everybody knows, everybody talks of Internet of Things. Anything and everything is going to be connected, trillion systems connected. So, and for example, again, I want to quote the Intel president's yesterday's talk. He said, to develop next generation, though India may say, he said, I said to the Israeli president, prime minister, that India will be leader. But here I am standing here, and now I say to the, because prime minister was also there, others, that maybe India cannot be the leader unless otherwise we seriously revamp our education. And just doing some programming is not enough. The programming should be linked with production, process, devices, material in manufacturing. All of those technologies have to link together. And therefore, we need even far more computing facility. We need 100 facilities with, zettabyte computing capability so that we can generate next generation activity. But the key point is many, many new things happening, and the whole world does not know how will we move forward. Everybody is uncertain. So, for example, like 3D electronics manufacturing, or say automotive electronics, or looking at, say, electronics on glass, paper, plastic, ceramic, all this actually can be done here. We have the material, we have the technology, we have the process. But are we even teaching these words in our physics, chemistry, electrical engineering, instrumentation, mechanical engineering, computer science? This word also does not exist in our syllabus. Large area flexible electronics, structurally integrated electronics. Because see, as silicon or electronics is literally, as I said, has come from silicon, the potatoes and tomatoes. On paper and plastic, everywhere you have electronics. So large area flexible electronics is happening. And so all our life in automation is going to be enabled by materials, devices, systems. And to do things like that, or just if you look at a car, every domain technology has to come together, from social sciences to psychology. For example, I have an automated vehicle. It is traveling and it doesn't make noise. आजकल मैं रास्ते में हॉर्न भी बजा दूं, कोई हिलता नहीं. सिग्नल आएगा तो मैं जंप करके सिग्नल से पहले ज्यादा आगे चलना चाहते हैं. तो इन दिस सिचुएशन, आवाज बिना गाड़ी आए, how will we do? So sociologists and advocacy, people have to work together to create an awareness of working in this new area. So as I said, wearable, structural electronics, and above all, the whole world is looking at something called circular economy. Wastage na kare. How do we minimize waste and move forward with a very economical way? So jo bhi technology aaj hai, usse bhi waste minimum karke, that's what refuse, reduce, reuse, repair, refurbish, remanufacture, repurpose. These are all the new like the Saptaswaras, various R's that people are using. We need to look at even existing technology to become energy efficient, not waste, not reuse them, or see how can even it be modified to do something else. And plus materials are not there. So can we start using available material, use computation to design new materials within the existing material which are environment friendly? This is just to say the type of opportunities are mind-blowing. For all of this to happen, business as usual is not good enough. We need disruptive education and disruptive higher education. And who can make that? from optimized way to transformational education. It can only be happening with teachers and students, and that's why I say NEP 2020 is a unique opportunity for us. How do I bring in modernized technology, adapt to the targeting new models, improve the core capability with fundamental, and review our strategy, mission and purpose, and update every day? Because see, the university's vision also says creating leaders, and that creating leader has to have experiential learning, hands-on activity, and that has to happen through multidisciplinary assignments and projects. So all of that is up to now the teacher and the student to join together, teacher as a facilitator and the student as a very activated, motive learner who is willing to become a leader, because only a follower can ever become a leader, and to follow you have to follow rules, regulation, process, timeline strictly, so that you are now in a position to attain perfection to become a leader. And therefore this education, whatever we do, the education should therefore give a provision for ways of working, tools for working, ways of thinking and ways of living in the world. The 4 W's have to be enabled by the education. And when that is enabled, how do I know if it is happening? My project, activity, assignment, every should convey that I can communicate first effectively what I have learned, I understand it, I can think about it very well, and more importantly, when I have to do something creatively, I'm willing to collaborate, because things are happening so fast, knowledge is changing so fast. If I'm going to do anything on my own, I'll be lost. So therefore, how can we all collaborate and work together? So the 4 W's are the way our education process, pedagogy has to be designed. The outcomes have to be measured through the 4 C's, and you see that anything you do is multidisciplinary, as you see above. Therefore, and this can only happen through experiential learning. That is what Chanakya said, Siddhir Bhushayati Vidya. The crowning glory or the epitome of education is ability to efficiently practice it or use it. For example, every sloka in our ancient days used to be maybe looking like a prayer, and a prayer for maybe Lord Vishnu, Ganesha, Saraswati, something. But then when you read a bit more seriously into the prayer, it might be puzzles and activity, like say how to calculate, how to solve. So details of provision would be given in that sloka. And once you go further into it, as you grow, you already by-hearted the sloka. And then as you go further into the sloka, you understand the inner murmur, inner meaning, the marma yukti, the marma, the secret knowledge. So that the guru used to only educate the most competent people who was mentally matured, so that he could use it, whether to literally say recreate life, or create a weapon, or to create, say water out of ground, whatever, something. So that is what is said going. Or if the teacher did not do, then the student itself through self-realization, analysis, critical thinking, creative thinking had to understand it. Otherwise on paper it looks like a simple sloka. So that is what all the fundamentals are, and when we list them and do experiential learning, we should be able to realize the inner truth. So it is not invention or discovery, it's more of discovery of what already happened. And therefore our 21st century education has to make sure the teachers in their pedagogy, there is a foundation literacy, the competences by assignment activity, give them the competences, and the activity overall, as again the chancellor also emphasized many times, should give them the character qualities, life skills, which are more critical, because everything today can be learned on the button. So the education of the era of to know, रटे रटाए तोते जैसे पढ़ाई खत्म, अब जो भी होगा to do, to understand, to experience, and uske then so self-realization, and the teacher is a facilitator to do that self-realization for the student. And nobody has ever realized without a guru, and the student has to understand. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa the, Vivekananda needed a Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Shankara needed some other teacher. So everybody always from time immemorial, Chanakya was there, needed for say a cowherd or a shepherd to become Chandragupta Maurya. So therefore, without teacher, a student cannot exist. And to create that respect in the student, the teacher has to truly be learning and ahead of the curve, and also be willing to share their knowledge. And that is what this multidisciplinary experiential learning is about, NEP. And next 5 minutes, I'll maybe quickly finish without taking too much of your time, saying that now it asks us essentially to say, bring knowledge and skill together. Let the knowledge and skill-based experiential learning lead to inquiry, And the inquiry with more experiential learning should lead to, innovation, research, ideation, and also entrepreneurship. And if you have done all of that, employability should be a by default byproduct. So therefore, even say there's a European Union figure of how they are expecting education to evolve in the coming period. And you see, it says the education has to be such that it has to give the knowledge, the skills, the attitudes, and the values. And all of them should lead to transformative competence. First of all, a core foundation. The core foundation should lead to transform with skilling and knowledge, leading to transformative competences, and the competence should lead to creative new value that should lead to able to even reconcile tensions and dilemmas among people. And again, I just want to, sorry to repeat this, the chairman just now mentioned about taking responsibility and ability to take responsibility and create more transformation. So it's a question of action, reflection, and adaptation. This is how, the knowledge and the skill have to cumulate. That is what, the whole world is looking at. How do we enable? And the NEP essentially wants us to do that. The basic NEP was like a wonderful menu card. Many people had no clue what is the recipe. Others had no clue. If there is a recipe, what are the ingredients? How do I use the ingredient effectively? But I'm happy to say, within our limited means, maybe as a new university, we have also, or in my last 10 years as an academic, I have also done a few things of saying, how do we do all of this, create the joy of learning, link knowledge and skill together. So in next 4 to 5 minutes, don't worry about the number of slides. They are irrelevant. But the only point I want to convey is, as I said in the beginning, it doesn't matter whether we are an old university or a new university, a faculty who is just young and getting into research and teaching, or a faculty who is senior. All of us are in the age of learning. And learning, again, as I said, it is ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn, because knowledge life cycles have reduced drastically. Product and process life cycles are even shorter. And so all of us can deliver it. And to deliver it, I say, the process for delivering it, the device for innovation, improvement, growth, I would say, is essentially if we can just bring in whatever we do, desirability, so that people like and work on it, create effect and look at the effective feasibility of doing it, and then what is the viability if it is economically looked into. And whenever we do that, don't think only somebody can do, make it very broad. Inclusivity, bring in mandatory inclusivity. When you bring in inclusivity, also please, by design, system and design thinking, link in sustainability or circular economy, so that nothing we do gets wasted. It can be, you see, in olden days, for example, whether it was building a house, whether it was, say, it was all the festivals are all linked to, say, processes. For example, in the summer time, they would remove the mud from the lake bed and bring and build their houses along with the dry, say, straw or palm leaf or whatever. So what would happen is there would be desilting of the lake. When you have brought this mud and straw and all that, recreated your house, it makes your house cool during summer. And similarly, what would happen is when the rain comes, the water will get stored, and so there will be sustainable water. So everything in olden days was built with sustainability, or even as simple as an aspect of, say, people used to put mango leaves, mango flowers, or neem leaves, neem flowers in their house during, say, recently we had the Panna Shankranti, Yugadi, all the various types of New Year for India. We put all of them in front in that season, because when you put that, those smell are such that one, it gives you fresh air. But even if insects and other particles are coming, they would be struck at that. Or even doing a rangoli along with using, say, something like a rice flour, the insects would stay there, they will not come into the house. So it was sort of allowing everybody to be there and cohesively coexisting, and that's sustainability. So the device for innovation, improvement, growth, I would say, is whatever we do, can we look at desirability, effective feasibility, viability, inclusivity, and sustainability. And it is not just saying, I'm saying some words. So everybody, again, as I said, has to come together. The scientists, the thinkers have to come. Scientists and thinkers, sociologists, or physicists, doesn't matter. They ask why. And the engineer or the technologist, one who says why not. Only when we all work together, things can happen. And today we are in a unique opportunity to build something like a Taj Mahal. A conventional process was that, say you, like, for example, I'm sorry to take a silicon example, I'll finish in another 3-4 minutes. I've already taken too much of time. You take a whole silicon wafer And when you make, say, a storage device, or when you take a memory device, it has about 100 billion devices. And each device is like 150 to 200 story building. Just imagine in a die of 8 mm by 8 mm or 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter of 100 billion devices. Whole world's population today is hardly, about 9 billion, reaching towards 8 billion. And you have 100 billion devices in one single IC. So that means, and it's only possible because it is built brick by brick, atom by atom, and then bringing them together and integrating them. And therefore, it is like building a Taj Mahal. So today, the new technology, the new education policy, multidisciplinary, gives us, every one of us, the opportunity, if we understand our subject, to build this Taj Mahal, to create this transformation. And I just want to say that, again, teachers have to understand, please don't fret, don't say, oh, हमें management ने ये दे दिया, HOD ने ये काम दे दिया, department ने दे दिया, university ने. See, teachers are in the most exalted position. As I said, we on one side have a wonderful opportunity to link knowledge and skills and emerging domain activity, and also deliver service to the world without the immediate responsibility or accountability of an industrialist or a government servant or a politician to do something definitely in a time-bound manner. We have the maximum opportunity to do mistakes and correct ourselves. So an expert is one who has done maximum mistakes and then corrected himself. So we are in that unique opportunity of doing mistakes, correcting ourselves, and becoming leaders in emerging technology in a university, by teaching fundamentals and creating new knowledge and disseminating new knowledge, and also advocating new knowledge, creating more understanding. And for that to happen, we need to make sure we excite our students, work with them. So the national education policy says you have to have mandatorily some foundation courses, you should have some skill courses, you should have perspective courses, you should have core domain electives, and also some open disciplinary courses. And above all of them should be linked with experiential learning, projects, assignment, internship. So all this does is that everything we do can be practiced. And if we do that, by practicing, we create the joy of learning. See, you just give any kid a mobile phone or a remote, it never reads a manual, and within half an hour it will know how to figure. You give me a new device and a manual, I would spend, maybe as an idiot, I might have had a PhD from Cambridge, 10 घंटे मुझे मैनुअल पढ़ना पड़ेगा बिफोर एक बटन दबाने से पहले मैं डर के कर रहा हूँ. लेकिन बच्चा 15 मिनट में सिर्फ वो काम भी कर रहा है और 15 मिनट के बाद और 4 बच्चों को पढ़ा देगा. So that is what I think was what when the chancellor said, see, give it the opportunity to the student, give them a broad direction. When they are struck, use your experience to give them guidance. So it is a collaborative activity of learning, and each one facilitate the student in his unbiased opinions and question and ideas. We, our knowledge, experience, and delivering. And this is where, again, if we are not willing to learn, I would have to quote Eric Hoffer, who once said, in the age of innovation and change, the learners inherit the earth, whereas the learned are wonderfully equipped with solutions for problems that no longer exist. So teachers cannot be those people who are solving problems that do not exist, but should be people who are as much a willing learner as a student. And then, therefore, I think, for lack of time, I will not go into all of this, but I just want to finish in under 2 minutes, saying that the way the education, the pedagogy has to be delivered, I would say, if we can use this 5 I's, like the Pancha Indriyas, information, inquiry, innovation, inspiration, ideation together, and then implementation and impact. That is, whenever we create an information for education, delivery, product, process, solution, or even management, look at the information and say, what are the unresolved questions? Ask and create the questions through following up or through experiential learning. That question should lead to new ideation, inspiration, and associated innovation through more experiential learning. And that, when actually tried hands-on implementation, should lead to impact to the society. And how do we know if this has happened? I think there I want to say we need to use either a 7 C's like the Sapta Swaras, or say like Navakavacha or the 9 C's. I mean, in terms of in the assessment metrics, see if we have initiated curiosity in the student. Have we initiated critique? So this cannot happen with end of the term summative exam. It has to be assessing the learning and enabling learning every time. And so it has to be a formative assessment with a clear guideline given, and also while assessing saying, I will assess for these parameters, and then you assess the student for, and the questions have to be literally non-Googleable. So on the curiosity, critical thinking, communication thinking, collaboration, if we can do this, I think we would have enabled activity, we would have enabled outcomes, we would have made sure the students in their own pace and time can truly learn and move forward. And as I said, for the lack of time, I don't want to go into too many things, but saying, having practiced this, I'm happy to say, in the last 8 years, I was in industry, I was in academics, I was also a policy planner for the US government as an advisor on environment, science and technology. Without any link to academics, in the last 10 years, we were able to generate about 2,000 crores of infrastructure. Enable MSMEs to earn 100 crores. We were able to do, faculty who had never done research for 25 years, in another 5 years did 2 to 3 crores of research. Students have enabled new products, new companies. So with the simple principle of 5I and that 7C, we were able to do this. These are examples. I'll finish it in another 1 minute, just showing example. You see, students developed India's first PICO satellite without even government support. When ISRO government supported, IIT government supported, Anna University failed. In 2010, our students along with 5 other college students working together delivered India's first PICO satellite, which is given at the bottom. Our students were involved in developing India's first solar car, which ran a 3,000-kilometer rally in Australia. A UAV which weighed 1/3 of its weight and won a best design award from, say, NASA. Or similarly, many such activities and many firsts happen. And these are again, say, a second car came up, it had even ideas of remote driverless driving. And we as an institution with a plan and making students to do assignment and activity in multidisciplinary assignment hardly spent 25 lakhs. The project was 3 crores and other industries at each stage came on board as we educated them and supported, and the students could do crew activity. And so this is, and similarly, first year activities leading to so many products, process, solution and patents. Therefore, all I want to say is many things can happen. We were able to create 75 industry-based labs, link in skill and knowledge together, excite the student, do projects for industry, and make sure faculty also had, for example, at C.V. Raman Global University, we are a 2-year-old university, but a 20-year-old college who have graduated after 18 years university. We have created 25 centers of skill. Every student, whether he is BA, BSc, engineering, BBA, agriculture, medical, allied health science, will study professional program, 4 mandatory skill certification built into his system. Non-professional, at least 2, MSc, NEDM. And then we will ask the team, and everybody is taught system design thinking. And you then do project-based activities in every semester as a multidisciplinary assignment, linking their skill to develop product, process, and solution. So this covers every aspect of technology, and many companies are engaged. And this is just to say that in the last 10 years, our activity with teachers and students working with industries led to $100 million revenue. And these are some, say, we have been able to create complete indigenous facility for manufacturing sensors and integrated circuit on glass, paper, plastic. It will not be a billion component system. It may only be 50 or 100 or even 30 or 10 devices. But this integrated circuit and the software and it will become an intellectual property. And these 2 first and second year students do such nanomaterial based sensors for electrical propulsion to satellite, or manufacturing equipment for new devices, new instrumentation, so lighting which is cheaper than LED and can be made in a bulb factory, or say sensors which can generate use and throw electrodes for ECG, EEG, and similarly measurement equipment for terahertz, or complete virtual reality based AI and machine learning enabled operation surgery training for students in hospital. Already, Karnataka government, Bangalore Medical College has approved it for laparoscopy training. And wide range of process equipments for the lack of, we have been able to do with student activity and projects and file patents. So what I want to conclude is that in anything and everything that we want to do, if we can put our mind together, look at students' areas of interest, teachers' areas of interest, bring them together, whether it is agriculture, whether it is medical, whether it is waste management, whether it is energy. So this is, for example, BMU is a new 5-year-old university. My first batch students who had come out of that from the first and second year experiment, who did a local go-kart, an electrical vehicle functional block, and whatever battery activity they learned on that, and they developed a company which today sells with a 25 crore investment from VCs, second life battery, which is as good or better than the first life battery at half the cost for electrical mobility. And from this, by bringing in multidisciplinary subjects like, say, semiconductor processing, now they have developed a complete factory which now develops waste material from lithium ion battery and then now recreating those to make batteries again. So even in sustainability, first year, second year student semesters start working on water quality, planting and things like that. And so in 5 years, literally migratory birds started coming in and staying in the campus, sustainable campus, water management, waste management, and from computer science to electronics, looking at how do we predict power management. So all sorts of technologies done, or even from waste, lignite and coal, finding some bacterial growth there. We were able to develop energy for recreating clean fuel out of waste coal. And this is just to say, sky is the limit for us if we, student and teacher, make use of the new education policy, bring together the ability to do experiential hands-on learning in anything. It may be wrong, it doesn't matter. At least if you're asking the right questions, I think I always remember the Socrates quote, if you ask a question, you're fool forever. If not, we are fool for a minute. If not, you're fool forever. So that is the type, and every industry today says, you need multidisciplinary teams, you have diverse teams for research, because if you have a uniform team, initially they may look like in idea forming or starting, they may look successful, but in actual standardizing process, delivery, sustainability, it is always a diverse team that works. And that is what the teachers and the students have a unique, all departments join together, work in assignments, project activity, excite the student, deliver product, process, solution, policy planning activity, policy study activity, anything. It's a wonderful opportunity. And as I said, if we can link this 5 I's and the 7 C's with us as a checklist for whatever we are doing, that could give us enough input. This is just to say that, see, we have now in a new university also, we could get so many industries to invest. And these are some of the incubated companies, 17 companies incubated with both the TBI from DST and Athol Incubation Lab. We have from agriculture to aerospace. We work on all areas. And just because we enable skilling, this January, about 29 of our students won medal at the national skill in on January 22nd. Out of the 254 medals won nationally by when over 5,000, 6,000 students participated across country, 29 of the 254 medals, more than 10% was won by just one new university, C.V. Raman Global University, and we don't have much capability. And just to put this, and Orissa was the #1 state with 51 medals, of which 29 was ours, so more than 60%. Or Kerala, the second state, had 24 medals. So this gives you an idea that, see, if we start working together, believing in each other, willing to learn and accepting our mistakes, sky is the limit. And our student Ashwath Narayan won the first gold for India in the 45th skill competition in Kazan, in the 46th skill in November. I am sure we will have more Indian students, including C.V. Raman Global University students, winning medals. So I want to conclude with saying that, first of all, thanks for giving me an opportunity to share my experience. And even more important, if anything is limiting for us, I believe it is just our imagination. Otherwise, it's truly opportunities unlimited for us if we can truly, leverage all our competence and work together. And the whole world is looking at India because of our youth. And I hope we truly leverage our opportunities, work together across universities, and make ourselves successful, our students successful, and also the whole country successful. Thanks once again for giving me an opportunity. Have a great day, and congratulations once again on your 10th Foundation Day celebration. Thank you very much. Sorry for slightly longer time. I again apologize for that. Thank you.
Truly, sir, sky is the limit. We marked it. Yes. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your knowledgeable session and intellect. Giving a huge round of applause for sir.
Thank you.
वो खुद ही नाप लेते हैं बुलंदी आसमानों की, परिंदों को नहीं तालीम दी जाती उड़ानों की। महकना और महकाना तो काम है खुशबू का, खुशबू की नहीं महताज होती किसी कदरदानों की। आइए इसी के साथ हम शुरू करते हैं इस शाम को और बेहतर बनाने के लिए। Moving further, we celebrating glorious 10 years, and for more, we have to celebrate upcoming cultural performances. So let's start with our first performance of the evening. I would like to invite Mithilesh Malviya ma'am for the dance performance. बहुत खूब, such a mesmerizing performance, is it? एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए मैम के लिए. Thank you. Next, we will be having a skit performance by our faculty members. लोग कहाँ याद आते हैं पर्दा गिर जाने के बाद, पर किरदार जिंदा रहते हैं चले जाने के बाद. So here we are presenting a skit performance by our faculty members.
हेलो 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 हेलो।
मेहनत को राहें और मंजिल को आसमां रखते हैं, अपने अनिभय अभिनय से अदाकारी को जमा रखते हैं। इसी के साथ मैं नाट्य संचालन में अपने कॉलीग अनुभव गालो सर को आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी।
नमस्ते, सलाम, वड़कम, सत श्री अकाल। पेश है आपकी खिदमत में एक ऐसी कहानी जिसमें दो मन चले गुंडे लफंगे दोस्त अपनी गुंडागर्दी की दुकान बंद करके डॉक्टरी का पेशा अपनाते हैं और बहुत सारे पैसे कमाते हैं। तो आइए आपको लेकर चलते हैं झोला छाप डॉक्टर के क्लिनिक पर और देखते हैं अजब डॉक्टर के गजब कारनामे। तो चलिए आपको मिलवाते हैं डॉक्टर मजनू भाई से और इनके राइट लेफ्ट हैंड जो बनना चाहते थे एक्टर लेकिन बन गए कंपाउंडर, हमारे चुन्नू भाई। यह है हमारे डॉक्टर मजनू भाई और यह है हमारे चुन्नू भाई।
Welcome. Everybody come a welcome. Welcome. To the party come a welcome. Welcome. As another come to everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 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 Everybody come a welcome. Welcome. To the party come a welcome.
और इनके एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए इन्होंने रख रखी है एक बहुत सी खूबसूरत सी रिसेप्शनिस्ट अंजलि।
चुन्नी बहुत हो गया, अंजलि चुपचाप बैठ जाओ, ओवर हो गया। चुन्नी जी डॉक्टर, जरा देखो अंजलि से पूछो कोई नया पेशेंट आया क्या। देखता हूँ। अरे अंजलि।
क्या हुआ चिन्नू?
चिन्नू भाई।
भाई भाई
पेशेंट हो तो भेजो।
कोई पेशेंट नहीं है आज।
अरे डॉक्टर कोई पेशेंट नहीं है। अच्छा चल कोई बात नहीं, एक काम कर, टाइम पास के लिए टीवी चला दे। अरे सॉरी सॉरी, टीवी चला दो भैया, टीवी चला दो।
आज मध्यरात्रि यानी 8 नवंबर 2016 कि रात्रि को 12 बजे से वर्तमान में जारी 500 रुपए और 1000 रुपए के करेंसी नोट लीगल टेंडर नहीं रहेंगे।
चुन्नी, मैं बदनाम हो गया, बर्बाद हो गया और मैं खत्म हो गया चुन्नी।
अरे 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 डॉक्टर, जिंदा हो या निकल लिए? अरे अरे अंजलि, हाँ पानी लाओ भाई। अरे अरे डॉक्टर,
अरे अरे डॉक्टर साहब, कहीं चल तो नहीं बसे?
अरे ड्रामा क्यून, अरे ड्रामा क्यून, पानी डालो भाई।
मेरी सैलरी आधा।
ये कौन है?
अरे अंजलि।
ए अंजलि, चुन्नी मैं लुट गया, मैं बर्बाद हो गया चुन्नी, दूर खड़े रहे मेरे से।
हाँ डॉक्टर, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, अब हम हमारे पेशेंट से लूटेंगे।
कोई बात नहीं, अगले पेशेंट को लूटते हैं।
बुलाता
एक काम
हूं।
कर चुन्नी, नेक्स्ट पेशेंट को बुला दे।
बुलाता हूँ। अरे अंजलि,
क्या हुआ चुन्नू?
अरे चुन्नू भाई,
भाई
पेशेंट भेजो।
पेशेंट नंबर 5 घसीटा लाल।
आ रहा है कोई,
आ रहा है कोई, मुर्गा है।
तेरी झलक शर्फी शिवली नाम तक बर्फी, तेरी झलक शर्फी शिवली बातें करे दो हरफी।
आइए आइए आइए, बैठिए बैठिए,
आइए डॉक्टर,
बैठ जाइए। क्या नाम है आपका?
घसीटा लाल है डॉक्टर साहब।
घसीटा लाल। क्या खाए थे?
अखरोट खाए थे डॉक्टर साहब। अरे पत्थर खा लेते बे। तुम खाते हो क्या डॉक्टर? नहीं नहीं नहीं,
छोड़िए छोड़िए, ये बताइए आप ब्रश कितनी बार करते हैं?
2 बार। अरे 2 बार सप्ताह में, 2 बार सप्ताह में। आप साल में करते हो डॉक्टर?
हाँ कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, एक काम करते हैं, आपका मुंह खोलिए, देखना पड़ेगा। चुनी, अरे उसे क्या बोलते हैं, उसे ट्यूबलाइट लेके आओ।
ट्यूबलाइट? वो टॉर्च होती है बे।
टॉर्च लेके आइए। मुंह खोलो बेटा, और खोलो। अरे मुंह से पास मार रहे हो।
अरे तुम भी मार रहे हो डॉक्टर, ब्रश क्या करो।
तुम्हारी बदबू है। चुनी एक काम करो, वो क्या बोलते हैं उसे, हथौड़ी लेके आओ।
अबे हथौड़ा डॉक्टर?
सॉफ्ट है वो कील निकालने वाली। चुनी पकड़ो, चुनी पकड़ो, नहीं उसे पकड़ो। यूं करो, यूं करो चुनी। अरे क्या कर रहे हो, क्या कर रहे हो? चुनी आराम से, मुझे पकड़ने दो। अरे ये देखो, ये रहा, ये है वो दांत।
अबे डॉक्टर गलत दांत निकाल दियो बे।
अबे
इधर का डाटा तुमने इधर का निकाल दिया बे।
अरे सही निकाला है।
फर्जी डॉक्टर हो तुम, कहाँ से आए?
अरे सही निकाला भाई।
फर्जी डॉक्टर हो।
अरे पैसे तो दे दो।
तुम दोनों को।
अरे पैसे तो दे दो। अरे छूकर तो दिखाओ। अरे पैसे दो बे।
पुलिस को।
अरे पुलिस की धमकी देता है भाई।
पुलिस को पकड़वाऊंगा बे, देख लूंगा तुम दोनों को मैं।
कैसा आदमी है ये? अरे आधे पैसे दे जाइए।
नहीं मिलेंगे डॉक्टर।
नहीं
गया।
एक काम करो, अगले पेशेंट को बुलाओ।
चलो देखता हूँ। अरे अंजलि,
क्या हुआ चुन्नू?
पेशेंट भेजो भाई।
पेशेंट नंबर 2 श्रीदेवी।
डॉक्टर किधर है?
आइए आइए आइए, क्या नाम है आपका?
श्रीदेवी।
मुफ्त देवी।
नहीं कुछ नहीं, कुछ नहीं, बैठिए आराम से बैठिए। ये बताइए परेशानी क्या है?
डॉक्टर, हम तुम्हारे पास रूसी का दवाई लेने आया था, उससे हमारा सारा बाल गायब हो गया।
ये तो अच्छी बात है ना, न रहेंगे बाल न रहेगी रूसी।
डॉक्टर फालतू की बात नहीं।
नहीं नाराज मत होइए, बैठिए आराम से बैठिए।
अरे डॉक्टर, ये तो वही दवाई है ना जो हमने उस दिन कुत्ते को दी थी, उसके तो नहीं जड़े।
कुत्ते की दवाई?
कुत्ते के मालिक को दी थी
हमने, कुत्ते को मालिक को दी थी। अब चिंता ना करें।
आयो मैडम जी, संसार का नियम, जो चला जाता वो वापस नहीं आता।
अरे हमको चाहिए।
आयो जबरदस्ती चाहिए।
जबरदस्ती चाहिए।
मैडम जी, आप ऐसे बहुत अच्छा लगता।
तुम बहुत मजाक करता। हम तुमको छोड़ेगा नहीं।
अरे पैसे दो भाई, पैसों।
हम थंगावली को बुलाएगा।
अरे कौन थंगावली?
हम अपने अप्पा से पिटवाएगा।
अरे कौन है अप्पा?
हम पुलिस को बुला के
अरे
तुमको
पैसे तो दो।
हम पिटवाएंगे तुमको।
लगता है डॉक्टर आज सभी लोग पुलिस स्टेशन से आ रहे हैं।
आज दिन ही खराब लग रहा है चुन्नी।
आपका शक्ल देखी थी शायद मैंने।
और मेहनत तुम्हारी।
थैंक यू।
अब एक काम करो यार, एक अगले पेशेंट को बुलाओ, जल्दी करो।
अरे डॉक्टर साहब पुलिस की धमकी देते हैं, क्या करें?
मैं सब
देखता हूँ।
संभाल लूंगा, तुम चिंता ना करो।
अभी
मैं
तक संभाल रहे थे। अरे बस, अरे मेकअप क्यों? पेशेंट भेजो भाई।
पेशेंट नंबर 3 कचरा सेठ।
भैया गाड़ी वाला आया घर से कचरा निकाल, गाड़ी वाला आया घर से कचरा निकाल, गाड़ी वाला आया घर से कचरा निकाल, गाड़ी वाला आया घर से कचरा निकाल।
सही में मुर्गा है। बैठिए बैठिए बैठिए, आराम से बैठिए। टिक गए? अच्छा ये बताइए क्या नाम है आपका?
कचरा
कचरा
से। कचरा से।
और साथ में ये दोनों कौन है?
ये लोहा है, ये लंगड़ है।
तो साथ में भंगार लेके घूमते हैं। अरे नाराज क्यों हो रहे हो? मैं तो नाम ही पूछ रहा था। चलिए ये बताइए तकलीफ क्या है आपकी?
डॉक्टर मेरा कुछ बीपी बढ़ा हुआ है।
भाई तुम मेरे से दूर रहो, डेकोरम मेंटेन रखो। क्या हो गया तुम्हारे? तकलीफ बताएं। हाँ
डॉक्टर साहब, जब से 1000-500 के नोट बन गए ये आदमी ना तो कुछ खाता है ना ही पीता है। 10 दिन से नहाया नहीं है ये आदमी। आंखें देखिए इसकी, सोया नहीं है 2 दिन से।
हाँ आंखें तो बटन जैसी हो रही हैं इसकी। चलिए कोई बात नहीं, फिर भी बताइए तकलीफ बताइए आपकी।
डॉक्टर साहब मेरा बीपी बढ़ा हुआ है।
आपको कैसे पता? आप डॉक्टर हैं?
नहीं घर वालों ने बोला चेकअप करा लो।
चलिए अब आई गए तो चेक कर लेते हैं। चुन्नी लगाओ, जल्दी लगाओ। अरे वो क्या कर रहे हो? कान में लगाओ, चेक करो, जल्दी चेक करो। इधर दो। अरे तुम्हारा तो बीपी बढ़ा हुआ है।
अरे क्या करो डॉक्टर?
तुम 2 दिन के मेहमान रह गए।
अरे नहीं,
तुम तो गए। अब एक काम करेंगे तो ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा।
ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा।
इन दोनों भंगारों को मैसेज कन्वे कर दो जल्दी से। चिंता ना करो, हम सब संभाल लेंगे। लो देखो कितना बीमार हुआ।
लोहा
देखो
लक्कड़, आपके कचरे को हम देख लेंगे। आप यहाँ पर 2.5 लाख रुपए जमा कर दो। इन्हें अंजलि 2.5 लाख रुपए
चिंता मत करो,
मेहमान है। अरे डॉक्टर, कचरा सेठ की किडनी 2.5 लाख में बेच दी। लॉटरी 2.5 लाख की।
चलो भैया, 2.5 लाख की लॉटरी।
अरे कसम कचरे की डॉक्टर, ये 2.5 लाख क्या है?
तो हाई लेवल की बात है, तुम्हें समझ में नहीं आएगी। यहाँ
कचराओं के नहीं आती सर।
कुछ नहीं होगा, तुम्हें एकदम सही करते भेजूंगा।
टेंशन ना लो,
सब ठीक है ना?
अब आप आ गए, हमारी जिम्मेदारी है
ना। सब सही हो जाएगा, चिंता मत। चेक कर दो।
कमंदर ये क्या होता है?
क्या यार, किसी से 2 शब्द अंग्रेजी बोल दो, मुंह ही ताकता रह जाता है। सीरियस अरे मंगरू, तू मेरा भाई कैसा है? उठ जा।
ये क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे?
जानते दूसरे को?
अरे मैं तो यहाँ आया था ये डॉक्टर मजनू के पास, वो बता रहा ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा।
कौन सा डॉक्टर? कहाँ यार चक्कर में पड़ गए? 1 नंबर का ये जो है झोला छाप डॉक्टर है।
झोला छाप?
अरे क्या बोल रहे हो?
झोला छाप डॉक्टर है?
मैंने झोला लगाया था। अरे क्या कर रहे हो?
अरे कंट्रोल डॉक्टर, कंट्रोल उदय भाई, कंट्रोल।
जमा करने पड़ेंगे कंपाउंडर।
कंट्रोल उदय भाई। अरे कोई बात नहीं डॉक्टर। अरे ये झोला छाप डॉक्टर तो है ही है, उससे ज्यादा तो इसका साले कंपाउंडर 2 नंबर का एक्टर है।
एक्टर है?
अरे सर आप वही है जो स्टेज पर 2 रुपए की मिमिक्री करते हैं? अरे सर क्या एक्टर! सर प्लीज, सर एक बार, सर प्लीज, 2 रुपए है मेरे पास, प्लीज सर, प्लीज। अरे सर प्लीज।
चुन्नी, मैं इन दोनों को पकड़ के रखता हूँ, पुलिस को बुला फटाफट से। आ जाओ, आज तो पता, अभी चुन्नी पुलिस को बुला रहा है।
डरते नहीं, पर कोई सबूत ही नहीं अपने पास।
कौन है डॉक्टर
मजनू है?
ये है।
बहुत दिनों से तलाश थी तुम्हें।
हमने क्या
आज आए हो रडार। आपने क्या किया है? किसी को टकला कर देते हो, किसी का काम कर देते हो, किसी से फर्जी पैसे ऐंठ लेते हो, अंदर कर दो।
जुग जुग जियो, जुग
ये
जुग
बात नहीं मानते।
जुग जुग जियो, जुग जुग
सही
जियो।
सबूत।
आपको देंगे सबूत लाया जाए।
गोलमाल है भाई सब गोलमाल है, गोलमाल 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 है भाई
फोटो वाली लड़की है। अरे सर, मैं कितना सुंदर लग रहा हूँ सर। मैं आपसे ज्यादा
मैं सुंदर लग रहा हूँ।
मैं
देख लिया सबूत?
मैं
सबूत देख लिया?
देख लिया। हम ये भी बात नहीं मानते। हमें गवाह दिखाओ तब
हमारे
मानेंगे।
पास गवाह भी है। आपको देंगे गवाह भी लाया जाए।
ये तो वही है। गलत दांत निकाला था आपने। अरे हम नहीं मानते भाई, हम नहीं मानते। ओह, ये तो वही है गंजी बाल।
नहीं हम इसकी बात भी नहीं
हम नहीं मानते इन सब की।
हाँ, इन दोनों ने 2.5 लाख रुपए लूटने की कोशिश की है मुझसे। 2.5 लाख रुपए।
ये अभी कहाँ निकाले? निकालने वाले थे।
लोहा और लंगड़ को भेजा था ना 2.5 लाख जमा करने के लिए। ठीक है, हमको सिंह जी इनको दफा 420 के तहत अंदर करो बराबर।
नहीं
अरे पुलिस वाह, अब हम दिखाएंगे हमारा सबूत। रुक जाओ। अरे अंजलि,
क्या हुआ चुन्नी?
तनिक हमारी तारीफ में 2 शब्द कहो। टेंशन न लो डॉक्टर, कहो।
नहीं
अंजलि ने भी धोखा दे दिया।
अंजलि भी धोखा देगा ही। नहीं
अंदर करो इनको सबको, लेके जाओ, लेके जाओ।
अरे 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 नीचे से पकड़। अरे अरे बस 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 बस। अरे बस। चलो आगे चलो, आगे चलो, आगे चलो ना आगे।
तो देखा आपने अजब डॉक्टर के गजब कारनामे। उम्मीद है आपको इस शो से बहुत हंसी आई होगी, बहुत एंटरटेनमेंट हुआ होगा। और इस शो से हमें सीख मिलती है कि जरूरी नहीं हर जगह दिमाग लगाया जाए, कुछ चीजें एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए भी होती हैं। थैंक यू।
अपनी कदरदानी को इस तरह ना छिपाइए। अगर ये प्रस्तुति पसंद आई हो तो तालियां बजाइए, खुल के तालियां बजाइए। अभी हमारी नेक्स्ट परफॉर्मेंस है ग्रुप सिंगिंग परफॉर्मेंस। तो हम मंत्रमुग्ध हो जाते हैं। तो आइए आज हम इस सुरों के संसार में खोकर मंत्रमुग्ध होकर स्वयं को भूले और एक आनंद यात्रा का आरंभ करें। आज की इस शाम को सुरीली और सुरभित करने के लिए हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर्स आपके सामने एक सुंदर सी संगीत प्रस्तुति देने जा रहे हैं। जोरदार तालियों से इनका स्वागत करें। Be ready to feel the goosebumps with this group singing performance.
हेलो, इधर वाला बोलो। चालू करो, एक बार चेक करो, चेक करो।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फल चार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरऊ कलेस विकार।
ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस लोक उजागर हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस लोक उजागर हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस लोक उजागर जय
सुंदर कुंचित केसा हाथ ध्वज और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मुंज जनेऊ साज
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस
तिहु लोक उजागर, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय। शंकर सुमन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन, शंकर सुमन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन, विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर, विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर, प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया, प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जलावा, भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय। सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री उड़ियाए, रघुपति कीनी बहुत बढ़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत संभाई, सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा, जब कुबेर दिखपाल जहाँ से, कवि गोविंद कहि सके कहाँ से, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीना, राम मिलाए राजपद दीना, सुग्रीवहि कीना राम मिलाए राजपद दीना, तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना, तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंका भय सब जग जाना, जुग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु, जुग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका में मुख माही, जल्दी लांग गए रच रचनाही, काज जगत के जेते, शुभ मनोरथ तुमरे देते, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत ना क्या बिनु पैसारे, सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना, आपन तेज संहारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे। पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे, नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर जय। रतन ध्यान जो लावे, जय हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है फल सिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। जय अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुमरे रहो, रघुपति के दासा। तुमरे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। जय सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बल बीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्ध साकी गौरी। सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ मिले महादेव। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरधूम। बोल सियावर रामचंद्र की।
निसंदेह संगीत के माध्यम से भी ईश्वर के निकट जाया जा सकता है। इस अतुल्य प्रस्तुति के लिए हम इन सबको नमन करते हैं। एक बार जोरदार तालियां। बस खुद को बना ले अपना, सारा जमाना अपना बन जाएगा। तनिक खुद के साथ झूम के देखो, हर दिन सावन नजर आएगा। Let's welcome our Bantan group of our faculty members for group dance performance.
बोलो ऐ जाती रे, बड़ बड़ चली बोलो ऐ जाती रे। बड़ बड़ चली बोलो ऐ जाती रे, बड़ बड़ चली बोलो ऐ जाती रे। पैरों में तेरे घुंघरू की बिजुरियां, छन 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 खाती रे।
रंगीला तारा रंग दे जिए तारी बात सोना तारा ओरे रंगीला तारा ओरे रंगीला तारा रंग दे जिए तारी बात रे
नैनो वाले ने छेड़ा मन का प्याला छलकाई मधुशाला मेरा चैन रैन नैन अपने साथ ले गया नैनो वाले ने नैनो वाले ने नैनो वाले ने छेड़ा मन का प्याला छलकाई मधुशाला मेरा चैन रैन नैन अपने साथ ले गया पग डोलो रे हो पग पग डोलो रे डगमग सी मैं चलती वो जगमगलों सी जलती तेरे नैनों की कैसी बदिया थर थर कांपो रे तेरे तीर से चिपटी चंदन पे दाग सी लिपटी मैं बेहोश तू नशा ऐसी मोह की दशा मेरा चैन रैन रैन अपने साथ ले गया नैनो वाले ने नैनो वाले ने नैनो वाले ने छेड़ा मन का प्याला छलकाई मधुशाला मेरा चैन रैन रैन अपने साथ ले गया
मैं डालू ताल पे भंगड़ा तू भी गिद्दा वाले चले रंग जमा दे हमके बने सभी मत वाले
मन कहे कि मैं ले आऊं चांद और तारे सारे इन हाथों पर मैं चांद रखूं इस मांग में भर दूं तारे
हेलो हेलो तू फ्लोर पे जब है आई येलो येलो बड़ी सॉलिड मस्ती छाई
हेलो हेलो तू मच है तुमने लगाई येलो येलो कंट्रोल करो मेरे भाई छन छन बोले हम सारी चूड़ियां रात बड़ी है मस्तानी तो दिल भर जानी कर ले गल्ला चूड़ियां
Thank you so much. Such a beautiful performance it is. Next, there is a solo singing performance by Dr. Abid Hussain sir.
हेलो 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 तू इस तरह से मेरी जिंदगी में शामिल है, तू इस तरह से मेरी जिंदगी में शामिल है। जहां भी जाऊं ये लगता है तेरी महफिल है, तू इस तरह से मेरी जिंदगी में शामिल है। ये आसमान, ये बादल, ये रास्ते, ये हवा, ये आसमान, ये बादल, ये रास्ते, ये हवा, हर एक चीज है अपनी जगह ठिकाने से। कई दिनों से शिकायत नहीं जमाने से, ये जिंदगी है सफर, तू सफर की मंजिल है। जहां भी जाऊं ये लगता है तेरी महफिल है, तू इस तरह से मेरी जिंदगी में शामिल है। तेरे बगैर जहां में कोई कमी सी थी, तेरे बगैर जहां में कोई कमी सी थी। भटक रही थी जवानी अंधेरी राहों में, सुकून दिल को मिला के तेरी बाहों में। मैं एक खोई हुई मौज हूँ, तू साहिल है। जहां भी जाऊं ये लगता है तेरी महफिल है, तू इस तरह से मेरी जिंदगी में शामिल है। तेरे जमाल से रोशन है कायनात मेरी, तेरे जमाल से रोशन है कायनात मेरी। मेरी तलाश तेरी दिलकशी रहे बाकी, खुदा करे कि ये दीवानगी रहे बाकी। तेरी वफा ही मेरी हर खुशी का हासिल है। जहाँ भी जाऊं ये लगता है तेरी महफिल है। तू इस तरह से मेरी जिंदगी में शामिल है। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सर। अगर चलना हो साथ तो अपना हाथ बढ़ा दीजिए, हो अगर मन में प्रेम तो फिर मुस्कुरा दीजिए। है आज हमारा क्या पता कल हो ना हो, कोई गीत हो मन में तो फिर गुनगुना दीजिए। इसी के साथ इस शाम को और सिलसिला बनाने के लिए मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ डॉक्टर अनीता मैम को।
ऐ मेरे हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार, सुन सजाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की। अब है जुदाई का मौसम, तो पल का मेहमान, कैसे न जाएगा अंधेरा, क्यों न थमेगा तूफान। अब है जुदाई का मौसम, दो पल का मेहमान, कैसे न जाएगा अंधेरा, क्यों न थमेगा तूफान। कैसे न मिलेगी मंजिल प्यार की। ऐ मेरे हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार, सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की। प्यार ने जहाँ पे रखा है झूम के कदम एक बार, वहीं से खुला है कोई रास्ता, वहीं से गिरी है दीवार। प्यार ने जहाँ पे रखा है झूम के कदम एक बार, वहीं से खुला है कोई रास्ता, वहीं से गिरी है दीवार। रोके कभी रुकी है मंजिल प्यार की, ऐ मेरे हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार, सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की, ऐ मेरे हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार, सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की।
Thank you, ma'am. What a beautiful performance it is. तूफान में कभी ताश का घर नहीं बनता, रोने से कभी बिगड़ा मुकद्दर नहीं संवरता। दुनिया को जीतने का हौसला रखो, एक बार हारने से कोई फकीर नहीं बनता और एक बार जीतने से कोई सिकंदर नहीं बनता। With this, we would like to call Ravi Maheshwari Sir and Aditi ma'am to present the fun game activities.
Very good evening, one and all present here. I, Ravi Kumar Mahor,
And I, Dr. Aditi Gaur, we welcome you for our fun game activity today.
so मैं और मेरी टीम में है अदिति गौर मैम, मिस्टर नितिन नामा सर, रोहित सर। वैसे तो हमारे पास 4 से 5 गेम्स है, बट समय की पाबंदी है और थोड़ा सा इंस्ट्रक्शन है सर का, तो इस वजह से सिर्फ एक ही गेम करा पाएंगे, बट फिर कभी मौका मिलेगा तो जरूर आपसे रूबरू होंगे। तो जो पहला गेम है वो उसके लिए मैं आप में से ही कोई 10 पार्टिसिपेंट्स बुलाना चाहूंगा, आप में से कोई 10। कमल सर तो जा रहे।
We want your active participation. Please don't try to get rid of this game. Please. Else we are going to call the names.
यस, सो आप में से ही 10, अदरवाइज मुझे सबके नाम याद है, प्लीज।
Miss Jyoti, Dr. Fauzia, Dr. Surbhi, Mr. Deepak Sir, Sukhvinder Sir, KM Sir, Hemlata Ma'am, Rita Ma'am, Sangeeta Ma'am, Garima Ma'am, Chetan Sir, Ashish Sir, Ashutosh Sir, please come on the stage.
गेम बहुत अच्छा है, नाम सुनेंगे तो आप लोग आने की कोशिश करेंगे, तो अभी मौका है आप लोगों के पास। कहा जाता है डोंट मिस द अपॉर्चुनिटी, ग्रैब द अपॉर्चुनिटी, तो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी है आप लोगों के पास। सो यस, 4 आ गए हैं, मैं फिर दोबारा से नाम बोलूंगा। हाँ, आ रहे हैं, इंटरेस्ट जाग रहा है, इधर से भी जागना चाहिए इंटरेस्ट।
And those who are willingly interested, they are most welcome. Please. It's a small fun game, nothing more complicated. Welcome, ma'am.
हेलो हेलो, हाँ तो पहले इस गेम का नाम बता देता हूं। एक बहुत प्यारा नाम है, दैट इज कमाल की कमरिया। कमाल की कमरिया। अब इस कमाल की कमरिया में करना क्या है, हमें हमारी कमर से कमाल दिखाना है। अब कमाल क्या दिखाना है, उसके लिए हम लोगों को दो दो के जोड़े बनाने होंगे। मैम आप एक पेयर बना लीजिए। सर प्लीज आप दोनों पेयर ही आए हैं, पहले पता करके आए हैं, प्लीज 2 2 2 और जोड़े भी सही बने हैं पहली बात प्लीज। हाँ आप दोनों सर प्लीज, आप दोनों और आप दोनों। करना क्या है कि आप लोगों के पास पीछे बलून्स हैं, कमाल की कमरिया में, मोनी सर कमाल की कमरिया में करना क्या है कि कमर इसको यहाँ बीच में लेना है और जैसे आप चाहें इसको इंटरेस्टिंग बना सकते हैं, ये आपके ऊपर है। यहाँ बीच में लेना है और जो मैक्सिमम, हाँ, बस 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 फीलिंग में आ गए। हाँ, जो मैक्सिमम इनको फोड़ेगा एक गिवन टाइम पीरियड होगा तो वो विनर होगा। उसमें से हम 5 जोड़े निकालेंगे, फिर 5 जोड़े जाएंगे नेक्स्ट राउंड में, फिर नेक्स्ट राउंड में भी यही एक्टिविटी होगी। हाँ सो टाइम लगाए सर प्लीज। बलून्स आप लोगों के पास हैं, आप लोग अपने अपने हिसाब से ले लीजिए जो मैक्सिमम फोड़ सकता है प्लीज। टाइम 30 सेकेंड। नहीं ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे नहीं। हाँ टाइम आप लोगों के पास है 30 सेकेंड में। जब 1 2 3 बलून्स कम है सो प्लीज जब बोला जाए तब, अरे प्लीज ये काउंट नहीं होंगे, जो एक्स्ट्रा ऐसे ही फूट रहे हैं वो काउंट नहीं होंगे, कमर के माध्यम से फोड़ेंगे वो काउंट होंगे। आपका टाइम शुरू होता है, हाँ आपका टाइम शुरू होता है 1 2 3। ओके ओके ओके, नहीं फूटा है, फूटा नहीं है। ओके अब हमारी प्लीज हमारी जो जजमेंट कमेटी है वो हम दिखाते नहीं है, गुप्त रखते हैं। तो इधर से हमारी जो जजमेंट टीम है वो बताएगी कि किसने सबसे ज्यादा बलून्स फोड़े हैं। सबसे पहले मैं उन लोगों का थैंक यू बोलूंगा जो जिन्होंने सबसे कम बलून फोड़े हैं, वो भी हकदार हैं। तो वो रख दो मैडम, आप आओ, ये यहाँ पर आए हैं वही हमारे लिए काफी है। तो मैं दोनों मैम को बुलाना चाहूंगा, आप दो। हाँ कमाल की कमरिया में कमाल दिखाने से चूक गए हमारे 2 पार्टिसिपेंट, पर कोई बात नहीं। अब हमारी जजमेंट कमेटी डिसाइड करेगी कि किसने दूसरे नंबर पे सबसे कम बलून्स फोड़े हैं। सबसे कम बलून फोड़ने वालों की अगली लिस्ट में है हमारे चेतन सर और जैन सर। सो प्लीज थैंक यू। ये 3 हमारे पास जो पार्टिसिपेंट आए हैं, अब इन 3 के लिए एक्टिविटी यही रहेगी, पर बलून हमारे पास नहीं है। तो वर्चुअल बलून ठीक है। गत्ते वाला ठीक है। अब इनके लिए जो गेम है, गत्ते लगा दो। प्लीज थोड़ा सा पीछे, थोड़ा सा
जब जब ये घूमे सीधा अहमदाबाद आया, खेलने के लिए संग डांडिया भिलाया। टेल मी बेबी गर्ल व्हाट इज योर नेम अच्छी, पहली नजर में हो गया कि तुमसे प्रेम अच्छी।
फंकी फीलिंग है क्यों होना जज्बाती, जज्बाती क्यों होना जज्बाती। छोरे स्वाग वाले छोरिया है नखराती, नखराती नखरे दिखाती। एक बस यही बात बोले रिपीट पे, हम जैसा कोई कहा। बेथलपुर मां सुन ले ओ छोरिया, झूमे नगरिया जब जब ये घूमे। कमर यार तारी कमर यार, कमर यार तारी कमर यार। बेथलपुर मां बाबो वाग्यो ने मारो सुनो सुनीडो, जाग्यो जवान लाल कमर यार लाल कमर यार।
ठीक है, हाँ हमारे पास समय कम था तो हमने एक ही एक्टिविटी में 2 गेम्स को डाल दिया। सॉरी कमल सर, समय कम था। हाँ, तो अब इसमें करना क्या है कि एक साथी अपने आंख पर पट्टी बांधेगा, दूसरा साथी गाइड करेगा इन हर्डल्स के बीच से निकलकर आने के लिए। इनमें से फाइनल हम लोग सिर्फ एक ही जोड़े को रखेंगे, वो जो जोड़ा होगा वो हमारा विनर होगा। बट टॉफियां सबके लिए है। हाँ, तो आप में से कोई भी चूज कर सकते हैं, जो अच्छे से गाइड करें वो।
जिंदगी में आई जब से वाइब ही बदल गई, घूमता था मैं अबारा लाइफ सी संभल गई। दुनिया मेरी डार्क सी में लाइट सी एक जल गई है। तेरी बातों में तो खो सा गया, मेरी रातों में दिन हो सा गया। प्यार कहते जिसको फाइनली हो सा गया।
हाँ, दूसरा गेम वही है। इसमें करना क्या है कि एक साथी अपने साथी को गाइड करेगा और बताएगा कि वो इनमें से बीच से निकल के आना है। जो सबसे पहले आएगा वो विनर माना जाएगा। तो आपका समय, टाइम नहीं रखते इसमें, कोई बाउंडेशन नहीं रखते। मैं जैसे नहीं, पकड़ना नहीं है प्लीज, पकड़ना नहीं है। साथी वाले आगे आ जाए, साथी आगे आ सकता है और गाइड कर सकता है जहां से वो गाइड करे, साथ में नहीं जाएगा। तो आप तो उसको छलांग लगवा दोगे, वो नहीं करना है। मैडम आई होप कि आपको बिल्कुल भी नजर नहीं आ रहा है। हाँ, नहीं आ रहा है। ओके, शुरू करते हैं। 1 2 3, सबसे पहले आना है। अरे
खुश हूँ मैं इतना क्यों, तुझको तो बच्चों में क्यों, जाने क्या हुआ मुझे तेरे प्यार में चमकू जैसे जुगनू।
ओके 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 ओके, ठीक है। दोबारा से सभी चारों पीछे आ जाएंगे, 6 पीछे आ जाएंगे। नहीं, हटा सकते हैं, हटा सकते हैं। अरे हटा लो सर, हटा लो। रुमाल अपने पास ही रखेंगे। फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे हमारे ये जो जोड़ा है आशुतोष सर का और जो राशिया जी का, ये नंबर 1 पर है। सेकेंड नंबर पर हमारे एग्जाम सेल से हैं और थर्ड नंबर पर है। तो हम किसी को निराश नहीं करते, तो आपके लिए भी है प्लीज। थैंक यू। अब ये गेम दोबारा से होगा, इसमें एक विनर निकलेगा। दोबारा से हम लोग वही करेंगे। अब इसमें थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट है, चेंज है। इसमें हम चारों लोगों की आंखों पर पट्टी बंधवाएंगे। आई होप आप लोग बोर नहीं हो रहे हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच। बस लास्ट है। हाँ हाँ, थोड़ा सा चेंज कर दो भाई, थोड़ा सा चेंज कर दो। पट्टी बांधने के बाद नहीं, अभी चेंज कर देंगे। थोड़ा सा सुनो भैया, रुक जाओ। भैया भैया, ये बोटल्स पास पास कर लो। वो आउट है, बोतल गिरने वाला आउट है। पास कर लो थोड़ा सा। अरे रुक जाओ, गेम में ट्विस्ट है, वही तो बता रहा हूँ। गेम में छोटा सा चेंज है। ओके, आप सभी लोग पट्टी बांधेंगे, सभी लोग। हाँ, चारों लोग। आई होप कि सबको नहीं दिख रहा है। दीपक सर, कोशिश कर रहे हैं आप, कोशिश नहीं करनी है। 1 मिनट, सबको बिल्कुल नहीं दिख रहा होगा, मुझे लगता है नहीं लग रहा होगा। नहीं दिख रहा है, हाथ नहीं पकड़ने प्लीज हाथ नहीं पकड़ने। अब आपने पहले जब देखा था कि बोतल जहां पर है, आपको उन बोतलों से बचकर अपनी फिनिशिंग लाइन तक आना है, और आपके पास समय है, फुल समय दिया। स्टार्ट।
सैया छेड़ देवे, ननद चुटकी लेवे, ससुराल गेंदा फूल, सास गारी देवे, देवर समझा लेवे।
एक बार पीछे मुड़ के देखेंगे, रुमाल हटा के।
छोड़ा बाबुल का अंगना भावे, डेरा पिया का सास गारी देवे, देवर जी समझा लेवे, ससुराल गेंदा फूल। सैया है व्यापारी, चले हैं परदेश, सूरतिया निहारो दियारा भारी होवे, ससुराल गेंदा फूल।
सबसे पहले हमारे जो सेकंड है, हाँ, और हमारे विनर के लिए एक बार जोर से तालियां। और थैंक यू ऑल।
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. It was amazing and funny. Next, we're going to go for cake cutting ceremony on the occasion of our Foundation Day of Career Point University. I would like to request Kanchan ma'am to just place the cake. I would like to request our Chancellor Sir, VC Sir, and Deans and HODs to just come up on the stage and give this cake a small cut. Please come on the stage, everyone.
Hello.